Oh, 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 oh. Edges laid, hoops swing, lip gloss and a laugh. I walking like Sunday, but I've been through some wrath. They see soft, see sweet, figure I'm easy to bend. They don't see me in the mirror trying to hold my own head. Don't let my smile fool you. I've been breaking in the They try to chain my fire down low, but flames don't bow. They only grow a spark inside, a voice to show the world my name is written bold. We rise with our sun in the sky. No fear, no lie, just truth in our eyes. We're queens, we shine, no crown we deny. We rise. They try to chain my fire down low, but flames don't bow. They only grow a spark inside, a voice to show the world my name is written bold. We rise. step, a drumbeat bolt with history's treasure unmeasured,
Well, can you hear me? Am I
Yes.
earning Garmin? Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. All right. Welcome to tonight's show. What's going on? Oh, what's happening? Apparently, somebody's running around Alexandria, Rapides Parish, with a burner phone, impersonating y'all sheriff, sending out messages, talking about, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? Hold on. Good evening. Hey, baby. What's going happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hey, Miss Linda Bell, Miss Jeannie Moran, all they out of here. Listen, we're sorry about what happened Friday. Um, as you guys may know, you know, sometimes it gets a little bit too much, and sometimes we kind of just need a breather, extra day or so. Um, and we needed that. We needed that. I almost needed it tonight, but we didn't. I didn't do that because I know how important people people tend to think this particular show is. Miss Makey left. All right, well she'll be back. Um, yeah. So I guess guys, watch out for a guy with a burner phone impersonating y'all sheriff. I wonder what that's got to do with anything. Um, let's see. Oh we got Miss. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there we go. Oh, she got. Okay. All right, now we're here. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Absolutely.
Okay. Um, what is it? Okay, I'm nosy. Who is over the page investigate Sinlaw? I got no idea. What's going on, Miss Mahajan? Yeah, I don't know who's over investigate Sinlaw. It's not us. Let's start there. Before anybody gets any ideas. But I don't even know about investigate Sinlaw. Miss Shamir, do you know anything about investigate Sinlaw?
Nope. But I just followed them though. They got
Oh,
a lot of followers to say,
that
I'm just
anybody
now
know about it?
seeing it. Yeah.
Right. What is this? Oh, hold on. Well, the thing is, tonight's show is called "Don't Wait Till It's Too Late." Right? We don't want to wait till it's too late to do a lot of things, but mainly we don't want to wait. Hold on, I got you. All right. Yeah, we don't want to wait till it's too late to start making key decisions and start investigating, kind of like this. Uh, and let me see. I'm gonna share my screen. We could go through a little bit of it because, like I said, the information is what's. I mean, oh yeah, I'm gonna get these dings right because I'm in this Facebook group where there's a lot of people responding to a lot of the messages that I send out, and so it's just gonna be like that for this evening. Now, who Alexandria City Marshal candidate faces renewed scrutiny over past arrest? What? What? The race for Alexandria City Marshal is beginning to draw increased attention following the announcement of a candidate, Raymond Eli Smith, and the resurfacing details surrounding a past arrest tied to an undercover drug investigation. What? What? Oh, what? Let's see. According to reports by the Associated Press, Smith, then a Pineville police officer and a DARE instructor, was arrested in 2008 in connection with a drug operation that allegedly unfolded in a highly sensitive location. What? Authorities reported that Smith, identified as patrolman first class at the time, was booked on charges including conspiracy to distribute powdered cocaine and malfeasance in office. The case drew particular concern due to the circumstances described by the investigators. Chuck Wagner, who was serving as Rapides Parish Sheriff, stated that Smith allegedly met with an informant while on duty in the parking lot of an elementary school. During that meeting, the authorities said that the two discussed plans involving a trip to Detroit to distribute cocaine with an estimated value of $25,000. In an unusual development, at least part of the conversation was reportedly broadcast over police scanner frequency, allowing members of the media and law enforcement personnel to hear the exchange in real time. When questions about why an undercover operation occurred on school grounds, Wagner described the situation as happening spur of the moment. The investigation also led to the arrest of another individual identified as Marcus Mandrell Taylor of Pineville, a corrections officer with the Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office at the time. Taylor was also booked on charges related to conspiracy to distribute cocaine. God damn. Earlier coverage by Fox News and KLAB documented the case, which raised significant public concern given Smith's role as a DARE officer, a position centered on educating youth about the dangers of drug use. At this time, it's important to emphasize that all individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Investigation Law has not yet independently confirmed the final disposition of the charges and is continuing to review court records related to the case. Smith's entry into the Alexandria City Marshal race begins renewed focus on the expectations of transparency and accountability and public trust for candidates seeking position of authority within the justice system. Separately, concerns are emerging regarding online transparency after comments referencing Smith's past reportedly disappeared from posts on the Urbancast news page. The reason for the removal remains unclear, but the situation has prompted discussion among community members about the role of open dialogue in local elections. Investigation Law will continue. Investigation Law is on some straight up bullshit. They is on one. Damn. Yeah, I don't let's see. I don't know these people. I don't know that person. Police have reported, but okay. Yeah, all right, so that's that on that. Insane. But I'm just saying though, they doing all this for 25,000. For 25,000, we're gonna sell this dope in Detroit, and then I'm gonna broadcast it. Yeah, that's what I'm with you, baby. Damn. It's a lot to throw your life away over. But I mean, listen, guys. If you think about, hold on. Okay, so I just covered it, and now KLAB is covering it. So I guess since sometimes they don't believe me, I'll let KLAB tell you. Hold on, let me see. Damn. It was so much I wanted to tell you guys. I promise it was. But all of it slips my mind right now. What is this? Hold on. Oh, they're doing a scam alert. So I'm assuming this thing has no sound? No, it doesn't have no sound. Oh, it sends you a message. Hey, person, It's me, Mark. I lost my phone earlier yesterday, so please save my new number. Sheriff Mark Wood has advised anyone gets this message should disregard it. He added that the matter will be investigated. Will it? Will it? Will it? So they're telling us it's a scammer work. Like, avoid clicking on links. This is how you avoid scams. Avoid clicking on links or opening attachments and unsolicited emails. Never send money via gift card or wire transfer to someone you haven't met face to face. Don't believe everything you see. That's an important part of a scam. Is getting you to believe what you're seeing. Double check that your online purchase is secure. Use extreme caution when dealing with anyone you've met. Use secure and traceable transactions. Be cautious about what you share on social media. Whenever possible, work with local businesses. Never, is this a scam to get the people to buy local? I see what you did there. You just slipped that part in there. Never share personal identifiable. Hold on, I got to get this last one in there. Resist the pressure to act immediately. You know what? This sounds like some shit Jock Roy needs to read about. Because didn't he do that when he tries to slip this stuff in at the last minute on the city council? Whenever possible, work with local business. He says never share personally identifiable and resist the pressure to act immediately. Yeah, somebody needs to send this to Jock. Or somebody needs to send this to the goddamn city council so they don't ever get took by Jock again. All right. She says, why Mark, sheriff of Rapides Parish? Because there's no telling all the stuff Mark has gotten himself into over the years. Mark has offended a lot of people. Mark's done a lot of dirty things to people. A lot of dirty things. Almost as if it's his calling card. There's a lot of people that have been affected by some of Mark's mischiefs, you know. And I'm not saying to him, singling them out, because all of these high-level politicians get into some weird shit. And you got to be aware of that. But definitely that was random. I did not expect to see that at all. But here we are. Well, thank you, Investigation Law. We got a new place to go. Share your information. Appreciate you for hold on. Oh man, I can already see what's happening. Oh, y'all can't see what's happening. Y'all listen. So let me show y'all something. This is what I'm telling y'all about this election that's coming up in November. These people will start playing in your face. They will. They will. They'll start playing in your face. So here is the UrbanCast article about all this, right? And I'm only looking because it came across my screen, right? So a whole bunch of congratulations. Wish you all the best on your campaign. Congratulations. A lot of support. Looks like a lot of support. Oh, and then you got why not mayor? Our current marshal does such a good job. All right. So here's the thing, right? There's a huge leap between being a mayor and being a city marshal. Right. And for someone that isn't, because I want to choose my words very carefully. For someone who isn't as aware and isn't as damn, how can I say this without sounding offensive? Shamir, help me out. I'm trying to
What's
describe
the question? What's the question? My bad. I'm trying to cook, man. What's the question?
how do I describe someone that is choosing to input their opinion in shit that they definitely don't have any business fucking putting their thoughts on because of the shit that they've done in the past. How do
That's a
I
good
how do I
one. I'm
describe it?
surprised you didn't ask your friend Rock. What's his name? Rocco, Mako,
Because it's
Quaco.
easier.
What's his
It's
name?
because you can be Grok tonight. How about that? Would
My
you like
name ain't
that?
Crosby.
Would you feel better if I referred to
I
you
I would call that person. Let me see. What would you call a person? Pretty much that
facetious?
stuck their nose in business that ain't there.
Nah, because they're definitely like it can be their business. It's local, right? It's a local election, so it definitely can be. Are they? Am I? Are they being facetious? Uh, are they being since they're no insincere? They're being
What's the post
disingenuous.
about though? I
That's
did
the
miss that
word.
part. Scroll up
They're
for
being
me.
because I'm looking at Shakola over here,
You heard
and we
me? What's the
all know
post about?
the post is about the guy that we were just talking about, right?
I
She
missed it.
says, why not run for mayor? Our current marshal does such a great job."
Who's the guy?
The guy we just talked about.
I
That was
told you I was cooking, man. You got to give me a little
okay. So
leeway.
the
You try
guy.
to.
Okay, so he's a cop, right? And the cop he was a dare officer back in 2008,
Oh, I
and
heard what you
he
said.
got he got busted contacting a perp so that they can sell cocaine in Detroit for
What's
twenty
his
five
name?
thousand.
What's his name?
Eli
Eli.
Raymond Eli, I think his name.
Okay.
I believe that he's not credible and he doesn't have a backbone for moral. His moral compass is off.
That ain't his
What?
name.
Hold
His
on, hold on.
moral compass is off.
Oh
Yeah.
wait,
He's
say that
not
again, son.
credible.
Oh, his moral compass is off.
What does it say?
His moral compass is off.
No. What does it say? What's his name? I can't see it.
Raymond Smith Eli.
Okay.
Raymond Eli Smith.
Hold up.
I hate to do that to the black man, but Jesus. Yeah. Nah. Shikola's got the oh man, I feel so bad.
Mm.
Because at this point,
He
right?
announced his run
Because
for Alexandria City Marshal. Okay. Got
but
you.
see the
Got you.
problem, okay,
Got
so
you.
the problem is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we were providing people the script on how to recall Jock 2 years ago, and she went and did all of that, and it was completely unsuccessful. There was absolutely zero results from it. Matter of fact, she said, "Since y'all didn't support her, fuck y'all." And she said all that, right? And there was that was the last we heard of Shakola's involvement in public affairs. Is her saying fuck everybody because they didn't support her with her recall efforts to recall Jock, right? And the thing is, you did it wrong. You took the idea and you did it wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit was all our idea. I wrote it all. This is before AI was ever a thing. I wrote it all. I got the whole script in my inbox. Like not even in my inbox. It's on this computer that I have. So yeah, you did that wrong. You executed it incorrectly, and you cost us a lot. You cost us a lot more than you think you costed us. And then you got to remember this is the same person that tried to get Mr. Porter recalled, right? So this person is their efforts in politics have been every time it's been something detrimental that has set us back a little bit further. And I have to be honest because that's the only thing I can do is be frank with you guys. This is what happened. This is what happened. And nobody forced you to do any of it. You feel me? And so these things that have taken place, and yes, there were other actors. Clarence Reed was a part of this thing, right? Stephen Shark was a part of the recall of Mr. Porter, right? And it was all because of the people that they were working for, the Randy Wigginses and the Republican Party of Alexandria. they wanted Mr. Porter out of there because Mr. Porter was asking questions about budget stuff, about that winter defense. He was pushing back on that Johnny Downs shit. He was trying at that time. He wanted to change the charter, the charter, the part of the charter about the cooperative endeavor. No, the utility incentives that only the mayor and the director of utilities are able to give to these businesses. Utility incentives, where they give away utilities and they incentivize businesses by giving them utility incentives, whether that's what he did for Larry Turner over at Christian Love, which was do the whole infrastructure and the plumbing on the Grimble building, right? These are things that happen. This is like reality. Like, I'm not making this up and I'm not targeting anybody. If I didn't tell the entirety of the story, I would be lying. I would be removing information to save other people. But that's not my thing here, right? Those utility incentives, right? Because Jock gets up here and he says we can't give away utilities for free, right? But we can give away these utilities incentives to these businesses. Those are things that you pick up the check on as the taxpayer. You pick up the check on those utility incentives and nobody knows they're even taking place because the only person that can provide them and give them out is the mayor and the director of utilities. And Mr. Porter was trying to change that. He wanted that part removed so that, the utility incentives would have to come before. I think he wanted them to come before the council, at least. And they fought tooth and nail. And at that time, that's when they targeted Mr. Porter and they tried to get him recalled. Brandon Odom was a part of that shit. Danny Lair was a part of that shit. Reddix Washington was a part of that. There was a lot of people that tried to coordinate this thing to get Mr. Porter out of office simply because he was pushing back on these white folks' agenda. And so I have to be honest with you guys. Shakola was very much a part of that. Very much a part of that. And then, like I said last week, we took you out to the Johnny Downs Matters. We took you out through there. We took you through there. We took you through the history of that Johnny Downs Matter Facebook page. And yes, it's them on there plotting and planning to get Mr. Porter and Mr. Fuller removed. Direct you to the proof, please. Yeah, we can do that. But that's not what this show is about. Well, we can do that. We can definitely do that. Also, welcome, Taylor, to the show. If you haven't been here before, this is the Can We Be Frank show. We're probably the longest running Black Agenda podcast in Alexandria, Rapides, in Central Louisiana. This year we're celebrating our 9th year and our 1,000th season and our 10,000th episode. We've been doing this for a while, and have yet to be proven wrong on send you a link of what? What do you want a link of? Boudin? So yeah, I'll explain it to you. But Shakola was helping people with utilities. Yeah, that's like I said, you gotta dig a little deeper. You gotta dig a little deeper. If you don't know, then you don't know.
Let's not make this the bash show because
Yeah,
we have
that's not
way
what this
more
is about.
things important to talk about for tomorrow.
But at the end of the day, I just want to point that out. That yes, they were all in on it. Yeah, you got to watch out for the banana in the tailpipe. Some people do some shit just to get something else out of you, right? So anyway, where can you dig? Go to Johnny Downs Matters. It's a Facebook group, and start there. Or I tell you what, just ask her yourself. There you go. Just ask her yourself. Ask her yourself. Yeah. That's how you can verify. Ask her yourself. Yeah, so anyway, moving forward. we listen, it's too late. So anyway, yeah, I'm we keep it moving. Let's see. Hold on, stop that sharing. Uh let's see.
So I just looked at the investigative cinema.
Okay. What'd you see?
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. You just looked at the investigation law page, then what?
I'm just trying to figure out.
Who could be behind it? Yeah, I don't see who's behind it. It doesn't show you anything. I'm looking. I don't see anything. Oh yeah, this is another story, right? So,
You showing us something? Because we can't see it.
all right, hold on. Let me go ahead and let me do this once and for all. So, Taylor, I don't know who you are, right?
Lord.
Yeah, no, because I've been
So,
telling people to try me, and I can see that people want to try me, and I'm advising you not to, right? So, since you want to go there, let me tell you a little bitty story about who these people really are and how I really know what I really know, right? This ain't no he say, she say. This ain't no hearsay. This ain't none of that. I
y'all
experienced it
ask for
firsthand.
it. Whoever you are.
I experienced it firsthand, right? I experienced it firsthand. I've been in places that you haven't been yet. I've been in places that you don't even know about exist. I've been on this scene for a very long time, Taylor. Y'all are haters and miserable. See, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, like I said what I said about Shakola, and she knows it, and I know it, and everybody else that was involved in politics. Since you're new here,
Very much new and
yeah, nobody,
disrespectful.
yeah. Since you're new here, and Brandon wasn't ignoring. Brandon was very much annoyed by the fucking facts of the truth of the
It's so
matter.
old. This is so old.
Yeah, this is hella old.
Like
I can show
really
you the
old.
video, but I'm not. That's not what this show is about. I'm not giving them airtime. I'm just giving you the history. But anyway, like I said, Taylor, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna help you out. You can watch this shit from a window far, far away. Out of there. Peace,
No,
homie.
you should have just kept on. We keep everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. I got you.
That's old news, man. Moving on.
Hella old news. Hella old news. And they know it. And they know it. I said what I said to Yuck about you way in Dallas popping off. See, that's like I said,
Who
that's
in
somebody that knows
Dallas?
the truth. That's somebody that knows exactly what I'm talking about.
You in Dallas? Okay, I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm in
gonna.
Dallas,
I'm gonna go
apparently.
ahead and
Yeah,
just
I'm in Dallas. They must have went to my Facebook
no.
page and tried to figure out how the fuck do you know I'm in Dallas? That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, that's the type of energy people like Shakola bring to politics. That. And that's what I was talking about. Those are the nasties of Alexandria that get involved in politics that don't know shit, that sell their people out. She's going to, whoever Taylor is talking about, she helped people with their utilities. How? 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 With what? resources. You mean to tell me those people that showed up for the protest against the utilities, you know, the 4 people that came marching with her, they blocked off the police blocked off the whole street for them 4 people? That's what you talking about? That ain't it, homie. That ain't it. That ain't it. So like I said, people don't need to listen. Just because the button say push me, you don't gotta push it. You don't gotta push it. You don't got to. But at the end of the day, Shakola is not nothing we need in politics. I can say that. Now, since we're going to draw the line, since we're going to get on my show and try to fucking grandstand over the truth, you're angry over the actual factuals. So, yeah, she doesn't belong in politics. I don't give a fuck what she done did. Because people keep forgetting that she remember the hate crime when she beat up the dude outside the 7-Eleven, the Circle K? Everybody forgot that shit. What about the one where she was jumping other people? Come on, man, bro. Stop it. Taylor is probably Shakola. It probably is. That's what they do. That's the bullshit that they own. And they don't want people to remember. That's why I said it's never too late. It's never too late. But when you build your whole persona on fuck shit, and then all of a sudden you want to get into politics, that can be a problem. Just like with the guy that we're talking about, right? You did all that shit. You was selling dope in the parking lot of the damn elementary school as a dare officer.
So we talking. Okay, so now we talking about the guy again, right?
Yeah, because that's where the original comment came from.
All right. Let's
go.
So
yeah. Like you can't get people to you can't wave a magic wand or flash a button to make people forget you was on fuck shit. You was. So that's the end of that. That's not even an argument. It's not a discussion. Y'all know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. Unless you weren't around. And if you weren't around and you're new here, then fucking be new here. Sit back and have a seat, Taylor. Shit, motherfuckers. Look at the nerve of these people to try to challenge the truth. That's the truth. And they know it's the truth. Anyway, we're going to move forward. This tragedy that happened in Shreveport. And I read the news headlines and it never settled right with me. It didn't. Oh, his name was Lynn. Okay. Got Nat. What's up, Nat? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man?
What's up?
By responding to that person, it done exactly what they wanted to do.
Oh, they can have it. We're not running for anything. But at the end of the day, I don't want people to go along thinking that these people wasn't on fuck shit. These people were definitely on fuck shit. They were on demon timing. They were all about lying. They were all about setting shit up. They were all about, yes, it was the whole takeover. They're the reason why Alexandria is fucked off the way it's fucked off. Because they were involved in trying to take down those 4 black councilmen that were actually doing something.
See, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the person that came. They came for a reason. So now what they're going to say is, oh, they're talking about you. And it may not be the whole.
She's involving herself in politics.
No. We're talking about the other person. See, when you try to divide something, the Taylor person. See, if we get into going back and forth, then we forget about the whole issue at hand, what we need done.
That's why we're moving forward.
See? Yeah. So when they come with that negativity, right, don't respond to them. Oh, show me something. I ain't showing you a goddamn thing. You figured out your damn self.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to
spend most of our time showing people shit on this damn show.
Yes. So when if you don't tell Jack Roy to tell you how they spend the money, don't tell us a damn thing.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So don't come over here and say, oh, tell us this. And we don't care about who does nothing or who did anything. Okay, they done it. So what's the point? See, all that was for is for division, and now I can guarantee you that it's gonna be something. But see, they're gonna go get one side of the story, they're gonna get twisted.
Listen, Nat. I've been telling these people to stop playing with me. And playing with me includes trying to act like this shit did not happen. And I swear, if there's another version of this story that comes out that doesn't include all the details that I just gave, I know for a fact she was going door to door trying to get signatures to get Mr. Porter removed. Because there's pictures.
But see, here's the thing. That's not our concern right now.
Oh, no, it's not our concern. I was just pointing out the fact that she decided to jump on a post on Urbancast to tell somebody else that they need to run for mayor when she doesn't even need to be revolved around politics, period. Well, her opinion on politics doesn't matter.
Listen, we're talking about the guy or the person that came over here. That was for a reason. That was to start stuff, because whatever she's got going on right now, she got going on.
Yeah, that's fine and dandy. I'm just saying, don't let what she got going on butt up against the truth and have a problem with it. You shouldn't have a problem with the truth. Yeah, you shouldn't have a problem with the truth. Now if you have a problem with what's being said, that's because you're ashamed of what you did.
Well, I just know that person done that for a reason. Because see, sometimes people only tell one side of the story, and then it gets construed, because nobody brought Miss Shakola's name up over here. Nobody. That was somebody else brought it. So if she would to get mad at anybody, she need to get mad at the person who brought her name up. That's the way we handle that right there. Because we wasn't talking about you over here. Whatever you're doing, do your job. But we can't hide from the truth. Mm-hmm. So but going on about the stuff in Shreveport, that's interesting.
Yeah. So Miss Mankey Jackson, right? She's with Humanity Group, Humanity 2020 group, right? And so me and her were talking this afternoon, and I was saying she was pointing out some facts that if Humanity 2020 was allowed to do what they're designed to do, incidents like these could be preventable. And I know she had a few things that she wanted to share, so I wanted her to have the floor to share those things with us and her thoughts on the issue.
And I want to say thank you, Tavares, for number one. When I got the call from the city council, Dr. Jackson here, Alan Jackson of city council, he called me because I left a lot of little. I learned this from Nat. I left a lot of comments under the press conference, right? So I think he gave me a call, and this is hilarious. He gave me a call. He was like, "I'm returning your call," and I know what he's calling for. I said, "Well." He said, "Well, if you want to meet with people that cares, I need you up here because the governor is going to be here at the government plaza." And so I called you, Tavares. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with these politicians because they politic on crisis. There's no room for crisis in politics, and I've been there, done that, right? And they always run. They're more like they run after the crisis chasers. So they run after the crisis so they can get in front of the camera, and they never sit down behind closed doors and have a narrative or even look at the collaboration and the partnerships that's in the community to help them, right? So I called you and you was like, go ahead. So I went down there. And when I went down there, I spoke directly face-to-face meeting with the Governor Lander, his wife, and everything. And I didn't talk to none of them city council people. I knew everybody in that room. I done spoke with them. Matter of fact, folks that recognized me came up to me and was talking to me. But the city council people and the chief of police, which Chief Smith, I know him, and Borderline, whatever his name is, everybody stayed at bay. So then I began to fill the room out, and this black lady on the other side of the room, she waves at me, and she kind of come here. So I went there. She is the auntie of these children that lost their life. That the Governor Landry said that these children got the wings. They have died and gone to heaven and got wings to protect Shreveport. Nigga, my soul collapsed. Because no children should not have it. It should be on the press conference. No children should ever get their wings, nigga. None. Zero. zilch, right? And so I'm turned off from the fullest to where my heart crunched my whole body. You know, I went in there mean mugging because shit wasn't funny. I think I smiled one time just for the camera, but I was mugging everything, walking and coming to a black man said, ma'am, he held my back because I was just that irritated when they said those children got wings right now and here to save Sweetport. So then the lady, the auntie of those children, I think 3 of those kids that this man that had a mental health explosion where he had no right and wrong, no nothing. He knew he had a problem, and this is the way he was going to solve it. And he took his kids with him. Now, where he took his kids at, we don't know. He just have in his mind that he wanted all his kids not to be on this earth, and it's sad as fuck as it is, but it's real. So she met me 4 or 5 years ago. She's like, I ever met you. You lady do mental health. So me and her collaborated, and we're talking. But anyway, I wanted to tell you that I went there and I had that face-to-face meeting because when I called you, I needed to hear that I'm not going down this rabbit hole with these people, right? So when I got the phone with you, I told myself I'm not going to get in these politicians' faces is what is election time. I'm going straight to the governor and his wife, and that's who I focus on, right? And then Sam Jenkins. So saying it to say, you know, I want to take this time to talk about the tragic of 8 children lost. You know, that father, he was a veteran. He reached a breaking point that ended in death of his 8 children. Can you imagine what he was going through to kill 8 of his children he created? And the woman, the auntie, said he loved those kids. She see him with all of his children all the time. Those kids was loved. So he was going through something. This is not an isolated moment. It has been a result of unaddressed crisis. People are ignoring the warning signs, the system that reacts instead of preventing. That's where I'm pissed off at, because when I created a system that doesn't just react, it goes in there and preventive intervention, but then the city keep batting me away like I'm a net at a barbecue, right? And so when I seen those same leaders, you know, the accountability is in leadership. We have to understand it because we elect them in office. When I say we, the folks that voted those city council and the mayors in office, but those same people in turn don't trust the people in the community. They trust us to get the votes. They trust us to get them into office, but they don't trust us to help them solve anything. Right? They don't want to allow, they don't want to give us any tools to help them service the people. So the city leaders continue to speak in front of the cameras, but fail to act when real solutions are placed in front of them. Like I have been going back and forth with the 2 administrations, right? 2 mayor, 2 administration, 2 chiefs of police saying the same thing. Even talking to the mental health unit of Sweetport, which is Amy Bowman. I got her and I have a conversation about how she's a fan of what we do. Because we get down poxy to the problem. We just not sitting there. I said, we're not a crisis line. We were a crisis line. We're not a hotline. We go to the site of crisis. We're just not sitting at the end of the phone waiting for you to call us. If you call us, we're going straight to you. We're not going to talk to you over the phone. We're going to be in your face. And so in the room, while the camera's in front of everybody and the governor is talking, his wife is talking, is white person at the white person at the white person that's coming to save us. The government Landering, his wife, gives money for all the children, for all the burial of these children that getting these wings and going to heaven, and now they're protecting Sweetport. That all that's going to the family, and the other white lady comes up say the same thing. I see the city council speaking, but I didn't really see no ground roots, poxy people to the problem in speaking in front of nothing. I didn't see the mic in their face at all, unless you was on the city council and you're black. The message that I see, um, I begin to feel like they need to stop performing. That was my biggest concern. Stop performing. You know what I mean? Start preventing crisis. Accountability is not about blame, it's about responsibility to act when lives are at stake. They're in office to do this, just what they're supposed to represent the community, help the people. Why? That's their job. They're supposed to find every resources to help them help people. They don't. And the accountability statement that I want to say directly, from my understanding, anyone responsible for manage the city, either at the parish level services or the city level services, it should include overseeing public safety, community health and crisis resources. This is a must be. They must be accountable for this action, you guys. So I was irritated. The action has failed. It failed, and they failed to take action. So inaction of accountability of the leadership, it has to stop. And I said enough. I gotta take a breath, y'all. 'Cause I get so irritated. I'm up here like steaming. I couldn't even sleep last night. I see eight of those children in my sleep because that's my job. Is manage people before you manage the problem. They're not giving me no resources, and then they go on to sleep. It's like, how can you go to sleep if you got unfinished business anyway? So I couldn't sleep. Because when leadership has the authority to strengthen mental health response and choose not to use it, the community paid the price. I'm not saying that. I know what wouldn't happen if we wasn't, if we
He's saying
wasn't
this could have
employed.
been
I see
mitigated.
what
This could have
happened if we
been
wasn't
prevented.
employed. What if
She's
they
not
did
wrong
employ us?
though. Miss
What?
Jackson's not wrong because the only thing that they're doing now is just publicizing what he did. But what are we gonna do about it? That's my part.
Thank
And I
you.
don't be meaning to sound insensitive, but what are we gonna do about it?
How can we
Okay,
prevent this
Strategically.
like the
from
kids are
happening to some
gone,
other time?
he's gone. The community is traumatized. So what are we gonna do now?
And that's where I was reluctant to go. When I talked to Nat, I was like, man, should I go? Because I don't want no soapbox. I don't want to sit up there and politic on crisis because there's no room for it. I've been in these positions before, and I went anyway. Now we'll see what the connection was after I call these people and see what they say. But we as an agency is on the front line, ready to give people a safe place to go before crises become violent. Ignoring those resources is not just a missed opportunity, it's a failure of responsibility. Those city council carries the purse of the city. They have the pockets, they have money they can already give us to train, recruit, train, and deploy a front line, or just have us in the community where somebody needs someone that is independent to law enforcement, even in domestic violence, even at domestic violence center they have, that you still can get your kids taken from you. Still, they use your crisis against you. You know what I'm saying? That's what law enforcement, they're there to investigate every single thing you go through. And so my thing about accountability is not personal, it's their job. It's their job. And so I just want to go over, why I'm so irritated, because in 2020, 2024, when I first started, went to the Caliparish Parish Commission. I got the $250,000. And these people, I believe, have blood on their hands. They have blood on their hands. The city of Shreveport and Cattle Parish, because we've been talking about the same issue from two administrations, from the Cattle Parish Commission to the city council. So Tom Hopkins, I'm gonna yell some names out. These people approve of the money that I never received to do the crisis management at the level I needed it to. Tom Hopkins, John Paul Young, Roy Burrell, Tim, I forget how, Ty Farrell, you got Ed Laveris, Ken Epperson, then you got Lyndon Johnson, Steve Jackson, Lynn Carthone, Stormy Gates Watts, she's running for mayor right now, John Atkins, and Mario Sanchez. All these people right here got blood on their hands because they're not trying to manage people for the problem. They do more infrastructure, more festivals, more partying when they have a city that's full of crisis-driven crime. They got to understand crisis come before crime, because every violent act end up with somebody first having a crisis, period. So I wanted to yell them. They got blood on their hands, and I went and I put this on their live, their everything. I told them, you guys got blood on your hand all the way to city council, Mayor Perkins, all the way down, the city council. I don't want to go through all those names yet, but police chiefs, all those people, everybody, they're sitting there serving their term, and then they jump out in front when there's a crisis, when something horrible happen, then they right in the front. But when you behind the scenes, and when you're not answering your calls, you're not following through with meetings, you're not looking at the plan. Like, we're not asking you, we have present a proposal, a actionable solutions. After Chief Smith said, Miss Jackson, show me what you done. I went and did 300 calls and I still can't get you to answer my calls. Right? When the Cattle Parish Commission had $250,000 for us to do the work, all we needed to do is pilot with you all, city of Shreveport, to show you our successful measure. You say no, then I go do it anyway. I go to the state, 988 211, our own crisis line, and I go to the mayor's office, the same mayor that's running for re-election. That's why we need to recall these people the right way. We need to recall these people the right way. They don't need to be in these offices. Give these seats up. If you're in the seat, and you're comfortable saying it's okay. These children are dead and they got wings and they're saving Sweetport. Then why the hell you ain't saving to protect those kids? Like like the African culture that Dr. Joy DeGruy teaches us. She taught us there's an African culture. They could tell how the community, the health of the community, by how the children is doing. They can tell how the community is healthy by how the children is doing. So the children is getting murked like this. Then what I say about the community? And I've been saying this way before 2021, 22, 23. We got to create a family nucleum and take care of the mom and dad's mental health so they can be healthy enough to take care of their children. Healthy, mental health is just as so important as physical health. Maybe more, because your brain don't feel no pain. Your brain tell you where your pain is at. You understand? And so if we can change the chemistry of your brain, the way you think, because every thought, then there's an action. It's not an action, then a thought. No, it doesn't work that way. So I was so irritated today, but then I made some good connections. Thank you, Tavares. I made some good connections. We'll see how it pans out. But the city council folks got blood on their hands. The Calipers got blood on their hands because even though even though they haven't done anything, they're not trying to look at anything in the community. Now, the city councilwoman, let me get her name right. I got it right here. She told me when I talked to her, we're going to give you some money for my program. Give me some money. You're buying services like you do your water and your trash. You're buying services for the citizens. It's not because I'm a black woman and you giving me some money. That's what she said. What made Miss Jackson Wheeler give you some money? No. What you mean give me some money? And I can get her name, and she's running for city council again. She need to sit down off of her damn seat. She needs to sit down off of her seat. Straight up. I can get her name up here in a second. But
like you were saying, Miss Jackson, you're telling the truth because again, after this hot topic, and I hate to say it like that, but I got to keep it real. But after this hot topic, they're gonna be talking about the next thing. We don't have a resolution or a solution for what just happened. They just want to broadcast it, make their views, and then they're gonna move on to the next thing.
You know that's so true. Why? Because
Hmm.
it's election year. It's election. So
But
they
also,
playing in
they
people's
don't. They
faces.
nobody. But also, nobody takes mental health and mental illness seriously
Well,
until something
can I
bad
add in the
happens.
caveat of
Hmm.
Her
this?
name is
Just because,
Tabitha Taylor is her name, District A. She told me, why would we give you money? I was like, look, I already invested my money. Y'all get paid to sit in those seats. I didn't get paid to sit in my seat. I took all my money, my comfortability, my property, my sanity, my lifestyle, and gave it to my purpose. And then I proved the matrix. I didn't go out here and say, I'm going to do, nigga, I done. And I can show you, I done report to the state and everything. And you telling me that y'all can't look at crisis management, and then y'all made me lose. The city of Sweetport made me lose $250,000 from Calipari's commission because they said we can't give you no money until the 911. The city of Sweetport give you 911 so you can be able to use the money resourcefully and go out there and do the work that you want to do. Yes, so they got, like I said, these individuals sit there in that office, and she's been in office in 2018 to 2022. She needs to get off her seat. She needs to go. Right along with the rest of these other folks. James Green, talk to him. Dr. Alan Jackson, talk to him. Jerry Bowman, I talked to his wife. I never talked to him. And so these people, again, they come back into the next election and win under, what's his name? Arsenal, and they're still batting off the mental health. Even the mental health unit lady named Amy Bowman, she's over the Sweetport mental health unit. She said, Miss Jackson, we're a fan of yours. She's like, and I have this recorded because you know what, two pair of lips
you
ain't
will say
anything.
some stuff
And
and
she
then
was
change
like,
the words later
we
on.
definitely need you, but this administration, they're not gonna
Right.
do nothing for mental health. Matter of fact, Chief Smith have cut down our mental health unit where there's only two of us right now, and we're answering 500 calls. We can't even man the people to answer those calls in 1 year. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, let me tell you what I'm gonna be. Can I be frank in this mug? It's because I'm a black woman. I look like this. I sound like this. But guess what? I got the same certification as anybody: Mexican, Chinese, white, pink, purple,
Come
nigga.
on
I
now.
got the same certification. Same certification. You know what I'm saying? And what break my heart, you know. that we are at this situation where we keep going to these meetings and we still looking with our hands talking about we're gonna find some help. No, you're not, because when it's time for whenever these cameras go away, or if you feel like you secure your seat, you ain't gonna do shit about nothing until
But
somebody till another dead body.
they make it seem like black people are the only ones that deal with mental illness.
Well, no,
Baby,
my thing
baby.
is this.
And
My
that's not
thing is
true.
this, right?
Black people's the only one that don't deal with mental health. That's why we have more crisis. White folks have a lot of more crisis in mental health,
They have a
but
lot more support. Like their
yeah,
people
there
will
you
put them
go.
in programs and
Yes,
stuff, and it's paid for. Like they don't
yes,
do anything governmental. They
no.
do everything behind. Exactly. You
White
I
got
don't.
white
it.
folks,
I think
white
because
folks will
this is
go
a
to
resource.
the
Oh,
mental. They'll go to the
you can't.
therapist when their
She can't
dog
hear me.
died.
All
They
right.
go to a therapist when their wife leave them and they can't think no more. They go from the reasons. They'll go from.
And then what does that stem from? And then what happens after that? It's a domino effect. They go through all of that, and then they end up shooting up schools and everything else, right?
Man.
All right.
The mayor Tom Arsenal. He calls me, tell me he want me to help him with a crisis at his front door. Nigga, I was so excited to see that phone number come across. I got on the phone as the mayor, and I thought he was gonna give me a contract or something, invite me to talk about some business about mental health. This man is crying about me helping him in a crisis. Somebody at his door that he knew
Yeah.
I knew.
Mm.
I got, but you can't do that for the citizens. You can't do it for the citizens. And same thing with Tom Dark. He's the chief. All the people was in the room. Everybody's in the room. He's the COA. Everybody's in the room with their hands all looking all sad and shit. Right? Ain't talking about nothing. And then you have I guess he might be the individual, Mr. Corporal Borderline. He said it was an evil thing that happened. And it was a tragic, a horrible thing. Evil. He just took it to a level that he didn't even know the situation. He didn't even know the situation. You know what I'm saying? We know these babies are gone, but this man loved his kids. So we knew he was thrown off. So yeah, I'm gonna yield back.
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
yield back on everything because my head is hurting. I just got home at 6.
That's your
I
passion. That's all
yeah,
passion.
I sat there. I was the last person that left that conference. Like wind up spending time with the auntie from crying from the white lady. Listen, I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna tell you what I seen. The white lady got into a prayer circle with us. She was speaking in tongues in my ear. She even got down on her feet, on her knees, and she's told the lady, the auntie of these children, take her shoes off. She put some holy oil on her feet on the I'm not making this up.
Mhm.
On my mama. I'm not making this up. On the steps at the governing plaza and put some oil on her feet and shanamana, all white lady on me, ass in the air and everything, just straight having. I don't know what we was having at that moment. I got out the circle. I was like, you know what? I got to get home. Right? I had kids that I had to cook dinner from because
Yeah.
it got too far. It got too far. She told them that these kids are martyrs now
No,
for the city of Shreveport. How can
no.
you
So
even do
so
that? These are innocent babies.
that okay. So that alone
So
is
that's what's
insane.
going on in here in Shreveport. It is
Oh, she
embarrassing.
can't hear me.
These
She
folks don't
absolutely can't
need
hear me.
their seats. James Green need to get out of his seat. Dr. Alan Jackson, he called me and I recorded Tavares when he invited me. But guess what? He invited me and he was asking me about what was going on with me about my crisis. I'm telling him, why come I hear somebody in the background talking about there she go? She on that bullshit, nigga. I called on right. First I thought I was tripping. I thought I'm tripping. I didn't hear that. So I went to start ironing my dress. So I said, let me go replay what I record. So I push replay, and sure enough, it's a black guy in the background. So
Oh, what?
It went out.
Yeah, she went out.
She cooking, huh?
Yeah, she was cooking. She literally cooking. Miss Mackey, Miss Mackey, whenever you can, I'm gonna take you down. Come out and come back in because she obviously couldn't hear me. Because I'm wondering. Oh, first off, Mr. Porter's here. Welcome, Mr. Porter. How are you, sir?
Hey, Mr. Porter.
Hey, I'm good. I'm just listening.
Probably can't hear him either.
So,
Can you hear him?
yeah. Oh, can you
Can you
hear
hear
me?
Mr. Porter?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just listening. So, I'm just taking in the show. Okay.
Okay, I got you.
But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I hope everybody else is also.
Family good?
Everybody's doing fine.
All right. Okay, so she's back. Miss Mackey's coming back. Yeah, this man, I hate to say it like this, right? Because it feels like they're using this. They're not martyrs. They are kids. They're not martyrs. They are kids. They're not martyrs. They are kids. These are children. And the fact that y'all ushered them off into martyrdom for what? For what? What cause? That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. And the fact, look, I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. Right? You see what I'm saying? Look at Clay Higgins. Of all people. You could tell it's campaign season. We had our own little experience with it just now. You can tell it's campaign season. And I don't want these kids to be nobody's damn talking point on the campaign trail. That's why I feel what Miss Jackson is doing is the Lord's work. And their mom is still alive. And they're not martyrs, they're our kids. All right. In all this performance, like, it's not, the fact that it's not necessary makes me more angry is the fact that it even happened. Right? The performance is just not with the girl, it's not giving what it's supposed to be given. These people need assistance. They don't need assistance, they need help. And that's honest. They need help. The whole community needs help because this ain't normal. This ain't what's up. This ain't none of what we're supposed to be engaged in. This ain't us. If you know what I'm saying, this ain't nothing we do. So obviously there was something truly wrong. And what Miss Jackson is pointing out is that it was all preventable. It was all preventable. Just needed the resources to be there. And the resources weren't there because the local, like she said, the local city government isn't participating in these discussions. And if they are participating in these discussions, it's clearly performative. It's clearly just a talking point on the campaign trail. Oh yeah, I'm going to grab this along and, we're going to bring this up. And you know what I'm saying? It's performance-based instead of just being people-based. Oh, she's back. Oh, wait, we got more people here. There's more. Just wait. There's too many black people.
What did he say? What did he say? Smart.
Too many black people on the screen.
Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I wasn't in because I'm in the same place. Knucklehead's in. I can't talk because you'll hear me and we'll hear each other in the background. I can't hear you.
No, there's none of that. I have a studio set up. So
well, whatever. I can still hear you from the other room.
He got a studio set up. What you trying to say?
I'm saying that I have the equipment to actually properly execute.
So you trying to say she don't? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I don't have my stuff with me, so I have to talk.
I'm just trying to have your back.
Thank you.
Trying to have her back? Yeah, that'll
Thank you.
How would you like to get paid this week?
Thank you. Hey, Miss Jackson.
I'm a volunteer.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I was listening to what you were saying, and They have, when Jindal was in office, if you guys remember when we had Governor Jindal, when Jindal came in, that is when they start cutting and taking away the mental health facilities and the mental health professionals away from the state of Louisiana, because he was taking care of his buddies, right? And nobody who came in after him tried to fix that problem. This has been a long-term problem that's been going on for a long time, that the mental health is not there. There's no programs, not even here. I know you're talking Shreveport. Shreveport is bigger than Alexandria. Alexandria doesn't have a lot of programs that should be dedicated to us. And you got to remember how they see us, okay?
Yes.
This is something we have to look at, especially when it comes to mental health. I have a book that I'm reading that's in my library, talks about Black people in mental health. They don't take us serious. They think all we want to do is be drugged up. That's what the mentality they have of us. So they deny us the help in the same process of denying us the medication that's supposed to, quote unquote, help us.
Yes,
The only, and because of that, we get marginalized, we get talked about, we get degraded, and we get the idea, oh, they just crazy, they don't need no help. When reality is, all of us need some help. All of us need some guidance. All of us do. Because we want to keep in mind, post-traumatic slave disorder is real. Whether anybody doesn't want to believe that it's not real, it's real. You got to remember, and people like, let's don't go back to slavery. No, we need to, because that's where we started from. Mentally, that's where we saw our babies snatched from us. We saw our family members torn in half. Let's be real, okay? And we were supposed to continue to take it, okay? We were supposed to still get up every morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and go out to the cotton fields. We saw babies being born right in the cotton fields. They dug a hole and let the baby drop down in a hole, clip the umbilical cord, grab the baby up. One of the older elders would grab the baby up and take it back to the cabin while she still works in the field. So all of this, we saw all of this, the lynchings. You got to look at the history, okay? The lynchings, okay? The beatings, the shootings. Let's look at this whole thing. And people think we're supposed to be able to get up every day and deal with this and continue to function like there's no normal, and there's nothing really called normal anyway. So we're supposed to continue to deal with this. And then we're told, oh, that just happened in the past. But you don't understand, that's my lineage, okay? Yeah, something happened in my lineage that changes how I deal with life on a daily basis.
The past we're dragging in our epigenetics. Is what do you mean epigenetics? It's something that's on top of our genetics and has gave us a different. It's almost an artificial, as Amos Wilson have said, is an artificial Black man and Black woman. And so we have became artificial to where we're having epigenetics of what has happened to us in the past. So we're dragging that past on. Then it's generational curse that we're passing it on. So we're making more slave babies. And I say it to the fullest because it took me until my 26 to stop thinking the way slaves was thinking, so I wouldn't produce no more slave babies. So we are doing it. We're doing it not knowing we're doing it. And what I mean by slave babies, babies that has been raised to be fully simulated to be traditional Black people, not the ones that has healed and know what happened to their ancestors. Those the ones that you stop slavery. Once you stop it with education. You stop it with changing and learn. Helplessness is what we see at every level of the Black community. And so, so Queen, you're absolutely right. And I got kicked off. I wanted to say this, y'all, before we end or before I have to go. And first of all, I wanted my deepest condolences to the mother, the family, and I've spoken to the aunt and the loved ones of these children, and also to the man, his family, because he was going through something to point a gun at his babies and take them out. Do you know how that? I mean, you can't imagine how that felt. You understand? From a man that loved his children to kill them. You say, well, if he loved them, why would he kill them? We don't know what was going through that man. That man had a mental health explosion. My heart goes out to the man who was clearly struggling with mental health issues long before this tragic. So he might have been struggling for this for years. He went, first of all, he already, like you said, we had slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, Jim Crow, Reconstruction, if I got those backwards. Then he was a veteran. We don't know what he went through. We know he went through trauma, unhealed, untreated trauma. We know that. And we don't know how long he went through it. None of this happened in a vacuum. This is the community. This community has been signaling this for years, that there is nowhere to go for mental health challenges, family crisis, or emotional urgencies or emergencies. The brain responds to what it sees and hears. And in the city, people don't see. They don't see mental health symbols, signs, or safe place to turn. They don't see crisis centers. They don't see support teams, especially for the black man. Let's be real. This is the second incident happened. Was it last month? A man went and killed him and his wife and his children. I think I had to look at that story a little closely, Tavares. But I think if you probably know more about it, if you're still here. Are you still here? Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway,
here.
okay. When I say we in the Sweetport, we don't see supported teams that will support them. We don't see hope. We got to learn helplessness, attitudes about what's been happened, can't do nothing about it. What they do see is a police substation all popped up. They see hotlines. You could domestic violence hotline, a jail cell, or the end of a gun. This is the reality. People don't see a way out. They only see punishment. And so from homelessness to I'm putting a big old umbrella from homelessness, big gap, to crisis calls. Too many residents are treated like criminals instead of a human being in pain. And that man was in excruciating pain to his brain only can see his solution and his way out. And it wasn't even rational, right? It wasn't even, oh, it breaks my heart again. There's crisis. The city of Sweetport crisis, and it's probably the same thing as in Alexandria and Region 6 and Region 8. They're labeled. They label the crisis. And I'm talking about 911 and 988, as you say, Miss McCall. That we just 3/5 of a human being. They really don't care about us. We just crazy. We just want to get drunk. We want to take these psychotropic drugs, and that's what it is. No. Instead of seeing us in a moment where we need to receive care, they don't care. They can't see it from their front porch. They can't see it from the front porch. So I have proposed over and over and over and over and over again for collaboration. We have invested time, money, and everything for this. So the black community, I say this. I say this to Colfax. I said it to Jackson, Mississippi. We're doing presentation. There's a crisis wave that comes every year in the black community, and it comes around this time of the year. And especially the crisis wave that hits the black community like a typhoon. We have done this. Humanitarian 2020 group had done it without paycheck, without anybody helping us, without any political power, and we did it because we love and we live here and we depend, and the lives depend on us. But the city need to get their ass up. They need to get they got purses. When I mean purses, the city got the taxpayer money in their purses, but they make all kind of relationship with 50 Cent. 50 Cent gave money to a domestic violence, which is just needed, but still, this domestic violence does not stop stuff like this. We need to get to those rooms. I mean, those living rooms, those dining rooms, secretly, privately. You understand? Giving people opportunity, give them safe space to talk about crisis, talk about their problems, and work with them to solve it. So this tragedy is not just a moment of mourning; it is a warning. And see, my thing about saying the morning, like good morning, everybody morning, good morning. If you quit getting up in the morning, and get up and rise with strategy, rise into your resolve of actionable solution. We're so much into mourning. Our ancestors done all that already. They woke, they had no choice to wake up and mourn. We got to get up, raise our head, rise yourself up, and with a strategic plan to advance black people one way or the other. So I get pissed off. I'm so mad. I seen all those kids last night, and I promise you, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even sleep last night.
Well, I know that, like I said, those aren't martyrs. Those are our children.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was really crazy.
The fact that they tried to immediately martyr this situation, and the fact that these fucking these people, they're trying to capitalize and campaign off of the pain of this family and the pain of that city,
Yes.
the pain of this state.
But you know something else too, you guys,
the police
keep this in mind too.
cannot alone stop mental health collapse. They cannot. A community without crisis service cannot prevent what it refused to address. So if you cannot prevent it, if you're not going to address it, if you refuse to. This tragedy of 8 children lost is a reminder that the crisis doesn't begin in a moment of violence. It begins when leaders ignore solutions already in front of them. We brought forward a real model to prevent these situations, not for the cameras, not for politics, but for the people. And Humanity 2020 Group invested in our own resources because lives matter more than headlines. It's time for them to stop performing. You know, it's time for them to stop, y'all. We got to start recalling. I understand that recall is difficult to do, but we, like you said, if we strategically plan, we need to put the fire on these folks like they do up there in Chicago. Y'all need to get fired. There ain't there's no more excuses. You don't show up and do your job. You sit your ass home. Straight up. It is time to stop performing and concern and start acting on it. Don't be, I'm concerned. Oh my God, this is tragic.
She can't hear us.
Act on it though.
Yeah, I kind of
Show
figured
us
that.
that you are concerned with action. Manage people before you manage the problem. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying that. Every child abuse case, every domestic violence situation starts with a crisis-driven crime. And it's predictable. And it is preventable. But only if leaders stop waiting for tragic to happen. Y'all waiting for tragic to happen and y'all start getting around corners and going in these back rooms. Well, we're gonna pay for the funeral. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Well, how about do the work of the people behind the scenes, at your desk, in your office, with your people, with your citizens, right? Come on now. So to those on the campaign trail right now, do not use this tragedy as a talking point, which they will. Do
They
not show
will.
up now when you were silent before. When you sat in the office, when you had information in front of you that could have helped build a safety net for the most vulnerable people in Shreveport, you had a chance to put real mental health resources in place. Somebody dedicated, professional, accredited, and certified. You had the chance to collaborate and you didn't. So now mental illness is everywhere in this city. That you hear that a lot in this neighborhood with blight. We know blight is in the neighborhood. We know unemployment, brown water. Even here in Shreveport, we have water issues and no support. Generations of trauma from post slavery to post military services go untreated. We don't know what this man went through. People are drowning in pain with nowhere to go. This man had trauma. He had stress. He had symptoms, and he might have had symptoms that this man was probably silently in pain. But you see the picture. If you ever get a chance to look at his picture, you can look in his eyes and tell this man that was fighting something in his head. He was going through something. He had nowhere to turn. You could tell. You could tell. Instead of the community, and instead of the community that could catch him, could help him, everything collapsed. The community couldn't help him because they don't even know what to look for. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what to look for. We don't know what happened inside this family, but we know this. If we had a real crisis management system, maybe, just maybe, those children could still be here. Maybe he could still be here. Maybe the future of families wouldn't face this pain. It's going to happen again until we put a self-regulation, self-regulation type of coping mechanism in our community of Black people that never had it. We never had it. We're gonna turn to drugs, violence. There he is. There he is. What happened today? What happened yesterday is another reminder that accountability matters. Our city cannot keep ignoring the agencies on the front line who are ready to give people a place to go when they're mental crisis. Now, the last time I spoke with the city council, Sweetport, I gave them a plan of a walk-in center for crisis that the city can collaborate with us. I'm talking about full-fledged. We're going to catch the children. We're going to catch the daddies. We're going to catch the mamas. We're going to have everything under a crisis management firm. Nope. Nope, they don't want to. Long before law enforcement ever has been involved, we brought real solutions to the table. Leadership was chosen to inaction. They chose inaction. That was that has, inaction has consequences, don't it? As you see. But this ain't the only thing that's been happening in this community. This is the only thing that made headlines, right? So imagine what else they made headlines. It's time to stop overlooking the resources that can save lives and start supporting the people doing the work. Sweetport deserves better. The people deserves better. And I will keep fighting for preventive community-based crisis intervention, preventive intervention, because no family should ever have to bury their children because the city refused to build the safety net it promised. Straight up. Straight up.
Exactly.
So,
Miss May, can
you
she hear
know,
us? Miss May,
No,
she can't hear us.
they
no,
have a
he
domestic
can't hear you.
violence center here in Sweetport. It exists to give victims immediate safety, but it doesn't stop these type of crises. It doesn't. It doesn't. Well, you got to get in people's face secretly. So across Sweetport, the purpose of a new domestic violence center and a unit is clear. It provides safety. It allows victims to file a protective order. It offers some crisis intervention, but look at what the benefits of it. Let's look at the benefits of it. And so, home, their mission is to protect victim. They want to protect the victim. They want to simplify access to legal protection, provide immediate crisis support, and coordinate services so survivors don't have to navigate the system alone, right? But check the benefits out. So the benefits that they have it kind of outweighs the disadvantage it has. So I'm trying to get to, we already know about the benefits of it. Let's get to what I've written down for the disadvantage. So many centers are underfunded and understaffed, meaning that they cannot serve everyone who needs help. Beds in emergency housing often fill up quickly. So this model does work, but it's limited anyway, right? We want to stabilize people in their homes. This man obviously had problems. He'll be a different case for me if I would have went to his house. But I'm just saying there's a lot of things we can do to help. They're not designed for mental health crisis. Domestic violence centers are built for abuse situation, not for people experiencing mental health breakdowns. So 50 Cent came through here and gave money. The city is opened up this DV center. This center leaves gaps with crisis management agencies response like us. They leave the gaps without collaborating. Wraparound services is what we like to offer. Some victims worry about retaliation, losing their children, or being judged. Then you have a culture stigma and distrust of these symptoms can stop people from seeking help, right? And that's a thing that Miss McGaw was talking about is how they think that we're just crazy. That they distrust we're distrustful for them and they distrust for us. And so there's a limited follow through after initial crisis. There's not many centers can stabilize someone in a moment but lack long-term case management, leaving survivors vulnerable after they leave. You don't even follow up with these people, you just let them go. Dependence on the government funding when leadership delays, underfunds, and then you have the politic, the issues. The center ability to operate is weakened. So, they might not fund it. They might fund it this year, 3 years, and then next year politics change and then they close their doors. You know, this is where accountability become critical, not a substitute of community-based crisis prevention. Domestic violence centers response after harm has already happened. They do not replace early preventive or intervention agencies that prevents crisis before it becomes violence. See, they don't. They come after. They're reactive. They're not intervening. So what a day, y'all. What a day. And I'm torn, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm going to keep on moving forward because I'm invested and I love my people. God ordered my steps. Is why I'm here in this city suffering. I'm epoxy to the problem. I see the problem every time I leave out my door. So I'm not going nowhere. Louisiana owe the citizens of Louisiana a management plan. They never gave them management plan. There's a lot of churches, a lot of liquor stores, a lot of clubs. Nigga, there's not enough of people trying to help you get through on the other side of your crisis. And then self-identified crisis is whatever you're going through that something you can't figure out. This man was going through something he couldn't figure out. All he could figure out was killing all his kids. He in himself. That's all he didn't have nothing, no tools that he can grab to help him through that. I bet he was going through it in his brain, in his mind. He was going through it. Some horrific. And these babies that he got holding right now. The lady just said, it should be on 12 News KSLA. She's an auntie. She said he loved his kids. He loved his kids more than anything. Those kids was happy and loved. So imagine what he went through to take over. Ooh. Oh man. But anyway. What a day. But thank you for allowing me to get this out. Like I said, I believe the blood of these children and children that come in the future from domestic violence. I don't know if it's domestic violence. I just think this is just a massacre, a family massacre. This tragic. I believe that if we do not take our brain serious, it will come up short. It will do something that we regret. And the city needs to take notice, and they got blood on their hands. They need to react or get out those seats. Straight up.
Oh,
you need to get up and do something. And I ain't talking about running your lips to say any damn thing. I want to see some action.
She can't hear on your end.
If not, you can run for office.
Yeah.
But you know what's gonna kill me, you guys, is that the city of Sweetport is gonna let this happen again. They're gonna let these people dance and play in their faces. They don't let the governor come and leave. And then they'll be waiting for another press
That's why.
and then they'll be like,
she doesn't know how to distinguish.
All right. Now, I'm gonna take her down and I'm gonna add her back. Maybe she'll get because I sent her a message on Messenger to let her know.
I was on mute this whole time.
No,
we heard everything you said.
Hello?
She can't. Now she realized she can't hear.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, I got a question.
But I'm finna leave.
I got a question. I got a question.
She leaving to come back.
Okay, so can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Okay. Anyway, so this is the deal. So when we think about what she was saying, made a lot of sense, right? So the thing is, what gets me is they feel, don't get it twisted. They feel embarrassed. Okay. Let me say that first and foremost. They feel real embarrassed because it happened on their watch. And it happened during election time, campaign time.
Yeah, they weren't going to be able to manage this.
No. But what I'm saying is it's not even about managing it.
Can you hear us?
I could not hear you guys. I mean, I don't know if y'all can hear me the whole time, but
we can hear you. You couldn't hear us.
You can't hear us.
That's all good. You got it all out. We appreciate. Yeah, listen, we're appreciative of the information
that you shared. So the thing is, so what I was saying is the ideal that they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed on a higher level than what we think, because you got to remember where we sit at in this whole situation, right? We're like in the window. We're looking into the window. But Shreveport is very embarrassed by this situation because I guaranteed you, we don't know that maybe he reached out to get help. We don't know that, right? Because that's something they can't provide to us. That's private. That's HIPAA. So they can't give us that information. And somebody set, and I'm going to say this in the way that my mom would have said it if she was alive. Somebody sat on their ass and allowed it to continue. Okay? Like you were saying, they don't have safety nets in place. They don't have it in Shreveport and Cato Parish, and they don't have it here. So that situation could have happened here just as well as happened in Cato Parish, because we're dealing with the same two monsters. Keep that in mind. You got to remember who's in charge. We're dealing with the same two monsters. And our lives are expendable to them, no matter how much they come out and, oh, we really care and all that. That's bull crap. Our lives are expendable to them. And until we as Black people start making us priority, we're going to always be on the back burner. We don't demand priority. We don't demand priority from each other, and we don't demand priority from them, especially when you're dealing in a city that's majority Black. We don't make our politicians, our elected officials make us priority. And that's another issue that we're dealing with. Until they put us on the front burner, these type of things are going to continue to happen, and it might get worse. So until we demand them to make us priority, since they don't have it in their blood, they don't have the balls, I'm going to say it like that, they don't have the balls to make us priority on their own, and we got to tell them to make us priority. We got to be saying that on every level. Brown water, crime, domestic violence, all of it. Economics, we need to make them know we want to be priority. And until you do, this type of stuff is going to continue to happen. And my heart goes out to the family. I don't know if this is true or not. Ms. Jackson, you can tell me. They said they burned down his mom's house. I saw a video. I don't know if that was true or not, but they said they went and burned down his mother's house. So I don't know what that all was about. That might not have been true, but that was one thing they did say, and I saw that this afternoon. But it doesn't matter. The ideal is until we have our elected officials to make Black people in a majority Black city priority, we're going to continue facing this type of stuff. And we have to demand them to make us priority. Not this cuddling, this praying, these circles and bull crap. I'm sorry. I'm way over all of that. That doesn't make things, it doesn't move the needle for us. So I don't get involved in all that. I don't care. Until a church puts together a domestic violence crisis center in their church for their church members or for outside people, I'm not praying with nobody. Don't touch my hand. Don't come over here talking about you going to pray with me. I don't want you praying with me. Pray over there. Don't pray over here with me, because I know it's a performance. I don't believe in all that. I don't touch nobody with no prayer. I don't want you touching me. Okay.
So their response to all this was to have a prayer circle in Shamalamabad and put oil on people's feet.
This is why I'm saying we got to stop this. We got to stop this. We got to stop them from doing this bull crap to us. We keep saying it all the time on this show. The power is within us. When are we? You said something earlier about people getting up and making things happen. Do you understand how powerful we are? Do you guys understand how powerful we are? It only takes a handful of us to prove how powerful we are. You are a majority. There's no way we shouldn't have the say-so over everything that happens in our damn lives. There's no way we should be having white folks tell us what to do and how to think. They don't give two craps about us.
Okay, so Zero.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Have a moment of silence for this family and for their city and for this state, because where we're going next, it's let's just have a couple seconds of silence, because all right. So what happens next, right? What happens next is our fight continues. The battle rages on. And there's going to be so many distractions. Like earlier, there's going to be people putting obstacles in our way. There's going to be people trying to purposely obfuscate truth. There's going to be this election season that we're heading towards is going to be probably one of the most important ones in the last several election cycles. And it's not just about the mayor. It's not just about his policies. It's not just about the outliers and these otherings, the real otherings. It's not about that. These are about decisions about what do you want? We can say whatever we want on this show. We can show you as much information as we can get our hands on. We can give you routes and strategies and different. We can give you all that. We could provide it for you. But it's all just information until you use it. So what happens next? What happens next is we're going to continue bringing this brown water to the forefront, because during the campaign season, they'll try to highlight all of the beautiful things, all of the facades that they've developed. They're going to highlight the shit out of that, right? But I gave you Winterfett, but I gave you bathrooms in Highland Black Park, but you know, we provided the bouncy house. You know, we repainted the basketball courts. They're gonna highlight all this bullshit, the surface jobs that they've done. And then, of course, we think that politicians are absolvent from all, you know, question to their face. So we're not going to question them. Well, why didn't you do this? Right? So when I know people got a lot to say about DeRidder right now because of what the mayor did and how she tried to when she was playing with them little boys. I get that. But right now, LPSC is headed to DeRidder. They're about to have a whole town hall meeting revolving around the water and sewage issues in one community, right? Alexandria's been having brown water at least the last 3 years. Not one meeting, not one. The only thing that the mayor said about brown water is that he has it too, which is a lie. And so, along with mental health, we have to start taking care of the other things that we deserve. Clean drinking water isn't a damn luxury, and it shouldn't be viewed as such. It's a necessity. The same as food, the same as clothing. Clean drinking water is a necessity. So the fact that we could go and pull up these videos of people running their sink water and it looked like it came out the toilet. And then they're running their toilet water and it looks like it's coming out the sink. It just is all bad. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to keep on falling for the banana in the tailpipe? Are we going to keep on falling for the old 1-2 okie doke Are we going to keep bringing more pain to our community instead of trying to heal it? What are we going to do? And how are we going to do it? Miss Jackson has an excellent idea. I don't know why they didn't see the value of it then, because I know they see the value in it now. And in spite of how she may feel and how it may bother her that they did turn her down or they did just string her along the first time, they need her now. They need her now. And I don't want this to be Alexandria, because if something like this happened in Alexandria, that would be it for us publicly. It's already bad enough that our politics are shit, that we have a shit mayor, and that, you know, that the black people are having a hard time. That's the other point I wanted to bring up, Mom, while you were talking. So the main component that they use to scramble black folks organizing is they always send you this red herring. They always send you a Reddix. They always bring us a Roosevelt. It's always some type of trickery that they sit somebody in our midst and they listen and they siphon off our ideas. They siphon off the energy. They're just vampires, dregs on society. And we got to do better at protecting our energy. Some of us got to protect the movement. Some of us got to keep motion in the movement. We all got different roles. And it's not just us, it's everybody that's listening. It's all the people that engage, it's the reactions, it's all the outreach that is being done. It's the stuff that you guys don't see being done. All that is necessary to keep this thing going. And heading into this election season, I know we don't have I'm not sure, Mr. Porter, if you can you tell us what's on this particular election cycle for May? What I know, the amendments are there. We broke those down. We got the paperwork. Now we got the PDF, the screenshot of all the amendments and what they mean. So instead of having to go rehash it, we got it wrote down now. But Mr. Porter, if you could share what else is on or is supposed to be on this ballot for Rapides Parish, if you know.
May 16th is the election day. It is a closed party primary. This is the first time Louisiana is using this election process. Many other states use it. So what a closed primary is that for the statewide positions, elected positions, and the national positions, those will be divided up to, if you're Democrat, you vote only for Democratic candidates. And if you're Republican, you vote only for Republican candidates. So we have the United States Senator race. So there'll be, if you're Republican, you'll see the Republican candidates for that. If you're Democrat, you'll see the Democratic candidates. There's the congressional seats, the House of Representatives for Congress. So once again, if you're Republican, you'll see the candidates running for that race, for that seat. And if you're Democrat, you'll see that as well. Then, so now that's all we get to see in Rapides, because we don't have Betsy board up, the statewide type seats for Rapides Parish. So we don't see those other ones. Now, what we will see are the 5 amendments, constitutional amendments that you mentioned, and we encourage everybody to vote no on all of those. And there is one parish-wide amendment proposition. Now, this parish-wide proposition is for fire protection. There's already a tax proposition that is in place right now. It expires in 2031. So what the police jury wants to do, they want to replace the existing one with a new one that will go longer, but it's also a higher millage. So in other words, they want to retire the existing one right now, which is at a lower tax millage, and put in place a new one that's a higher tax millage, and it'll run from January 1st, 2027 on, I forget the date it'll run to. I'm recommending folks vote no on that also. I'm not sure why this is a thing now. Well, I really do, but remember Jack Roy tried to renew a tax proposal that we already had in effect. He tried to renew it 5 years earlier. Yeah. Typically, you renew it, you start that maybe 2 years early or a year early. And if you do that and you put it on the agenda for March, if it fails, you got another option to put it on the agenda in November to see if it'll pass, so that it could go into effect that following January. So usually they would do it the last year. Now, some of them that feel that we're really going to have a hard time getting this tax renewed, they'll start 2 years in advance. So they'll start 2 years in advance and do March. If it fails, do November. If it fails, do March the next year. And if it fails, November the next year. So that's why some of them start 2 years early now, rather than in the year before it expires. So the police jury, instead of trying to renew the existing one, which is 5 years early, so it's too soon, but they recognize that they need or want more money. And so they want to retire the proposition that's in effect right now, which is at a lower millage, and then replace it with one that's a higher millage, and it would be effective January 1st, 2027. I'm suggesting everybody vote no on that, and let's get our police jury to really kind of do their homework and figure out exactly how much money they need, and then come to us with that. Right now, they're kind of nickeling and diming us. So saying, okay, this is the cost. Oh, and I forgot, also, you have to pay this. And then a year later, oh, and then we're going to need this too. You know, and it just never ends. They really got to get their act together and figure out how much they need, what the millage needs to be, and then try to sell that to the general public. But that's what's on the ballot. Now, if you're Democrat, Cleo Fields is the congressman, the incumbent in the House of Representatives, and he's running unopposed. So you will not have to vote for a congressman if you're voting the Democratic ticket. But we do have several persons running for senator, and I think it's 3 or 4 of them. Now, what happens is after May 16th, if there's a clear winner, the Republican candidate and the Democratic candidate will face off in the November 3rd election. And then that will determine who goes to Congress.
It's like a round robin tournament at a softball.
Yeah, it's a primary, and several other states, many of the other 50 states use that process. Louisiana, we allowed everybody of each party to get into the race, and if there was a clear-cut winner, that was the winner. If not, the two highest vote getters would go to a runoff, and it didn't matter what your party was. So the reason Jeff Landry, the governor, decided to implement this, he was afraid that one of the Republican House of Representatives would lose, if they were all in the same race with Democrats, because so many people are disappointed with the Republicans right now. So he didn't want that. He thought that in some of these congressional districts, you may get two Democrats in a runoff and Republicans would be shut out. So he implemented the party primary system for Louisiana this year because he was afraid of losing one or possibly two of the congressional seats. Now, this was Donald Trump telling him to do this, and that's why we have this.
Yeah, because we didn't do it when we elected. We didn't do it when we elected Landry.
No.
Yeah.
Sure didn't.
Yeah. So you can tell. It sucks being under the thumb of MAGA. I swear it does. And being being the 50th state, by the way, in everything we lead in being below the poverty line. We have the highest percentage of people below the poverty line in the U.S. We're the 50th there, so it sucks. It sucks being a red state. It sucks.
Why don't they ever say anything when we say we're last in the United States?
Because they don't have to say anything. The thing about white supremacy is even when you call it out, they're in such a position where it doesn't matter if you call it out. To them, it's not gonna change anything. It's not gonna start changing anything until we're engaging on the local level. And that's what now they're realizing that we're starting to engage on the local level. So that's when all this other weird shit started happening over the last few elections. All the vote splitting. They've been trying to figure out a way to kind of silence Black people, whether that's through the performative red herrings that we get perennially, or whether it's through, them buying Black folks to run. Like Mr. Porter always says, Jock has a good nose for sellouts. So we always end up having to fight that battle as well. Then you have the misinformation, disinformation battle that they're always waging against us. Then you put that on top of the stressors of just being Black in this city. That's also another level of stress. So they're really trying to stress us out as much as we can, as much as they can, so that we are no longer wanting to be engaged. It's disenfranchisement on a very micro scale, but they're so effective at it that we've kind of been lulled to sleep. And I hate to use the cliche, but the sleeping giant is starting to wake. And it should have been awake. But I can't expect everybody to get to the same point at the same time. Sometimes it takes people a little bit longer. And we have to accept that. That's just the way society works. Some of us are going to see it miles ahead, and some people ain't going to see it till they get to the stop sign. And we don't want to be that. But they're trying to stress us out as much as they can. right? Because who cares? And the reason I opened with the stupid ass thing from Mark Woods, right? Who cares, right? What the hell can a scammer get out of you posing as a sheriff, right? And of all things, why the hell would you pose as a sheriff when that's the easiest way to get caught doing anything, is to go there and try to antagonize him. And that's what you're essentially doing. So anytime stuff like this pops up, my first thought is that it's an inside job. And it's just something to throw in the headlines. Oh, we're being scammed. Somebody's going around and saying, hey, it's me, Mark. If we didn't have any previous relationship, why the fuck would you have my number? And why would you send me a picture? So you can't really scam anybody that you've never been in contact with. If the sheriff randomly texts you and say, hey, this is Mark, what's up, bud? You know, you might got a few more problems than you think. Because how did the sheriff get your number? So it's just stuff that they just throw in the headlines, just bullshit, smoke screens, things to keep you preoccupied while they screw you on the back end. So that's our directive at this point, is to assist each other in making sure that the truth is in front of us. You gotta
let me say something, Tavares. You know, and I know how you are. We're come from the same bloodline. You have a right. Let me say this because I want to get this clear, and I don't want you to think that I was saying no. Don't ignore it. When that person came in, and you have a right. This is our show. This is our platform. It's not a free platform. We only stream it to a free platform. It's a paid platform. Okay? So we do have a right to address people coming on here saying certain things. You said a name, and that's what triggered it. My thing is, if you have an issue with it and you want to be disrespectful about it, what he was telling, what you were saying was true. All of that happened. And it's not about rehashing the past. It's about addressing something so that we can see exactly why we're in the predicament we're in now as a city. As Alexandria being in the predicament that it's in now is because of the results of it. Yeah, everybody knows it. People are in denial of it. They can be denied. We know it happened because Mr. Porter is not sitting in his seat right now. Rest his soul, Mr. Fuller's gone. He could have gave us another term. Okay, the brown water would have been addressed. These are the reasons why we bring these things up. It's because we had an opportunity to have some fixers, what we call fixers, or people who was paying attention and trying, hey, caring eyes and caring hearts to want to change things. And that happened. We can't just keep ignoring it. It's going to come up again. It's going to come up every election because it's supposed to, because we are not making ourselves prioritized. You had a right to say what you had to say, but I just wish you would address it differently. You know me. But people are going to be ignorant. People are going to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on
you have a right to do what you did, but I just don't want you to dwell on it. I wouldn't have kept answering. I would have said what I had to say and move on. Okay.
Well, I did before we go. I did want to point this out, right? So I went and looked at this person's profile. They're the biggest fan of you. They're the biggest fan of this show. The Mr. Porter, they talked about him. But the main thing I caught on to was vote for Jack Roy. That was definitely on that page. So again, like I said, standing on business ain't for everybody.
No.
But blocking us doesn't help your case. Right? Because you wanted to come over here and be who you wanted to be. And I know it was somebody pretending to be somebody else. I get it. You have no friends. There's literally nobody on that page. They're literally talking to themselves, and they've been doing it since last month. and everything is something that we said on this show. Even when you were doing when you did the live stream from your car, no, they're talking about when Nat does his from the truck. So they're big fans of what we're doing. They just don't like us.
They don't like the messenger. The message is fine. What the hell?
You must.
I'm sorry.
Must live in that neighborhood.
That's your. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! But my
yeah,
thing,
I'm like my thing is play them games with people that play them games. I'm not here for the games anymore. I used to be really, really. It used to bother me the way these people would play in people's face. I'm not here for that no more.
Yeah.
Either you're lying or you're telling the truth.
Yeah. You have,
or you know, you're just here to obfuscate what's going on. So
yeah, we
don't care. We faced badder, tougher, bigger. We faced it all. That's why they can't really stomach us no more, because there's no more things you can throw at us. There's nothing you can throw at us.
Well, we have a right to address anybody who comes on the platform.
Yeah.
Platform. We have a right to address them.
They knew exactly what they were doing. But like I said, try me. It don't got to be about this show. Now, when, like Nat said, when these other things start getting mentioned, we'll all know who it was, right? And because it's a catch-22. Now you can't address what we're saying without revealing who you were. And if you had to come over here under a fake name,
that tells a lot about you.
That tells a lot about you.
Yeah. You didn't want to be yourself.
You didn't want to be yourself because you knew that it was the truth.
Yeah.
So,
but I just wanted to. I
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm in crash mode these days. I'm ready to crash out on somebody because I'm tired of people playing in people's faces. I'm tired of people playing in my face, and I'm tired of people playing in other people's faces. We got way more fish to fry.
Yes, but Tavares, but then after a while, you do have to block them because they're not going to be distracting us from what we're doing.
Oh no! So as you can see, the show went on, and Ms. Mackey delivered a great sermon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the show goes on. I'm not worried about it. That's not even nothing. I'm not even gonna think about that tomorrow.
Because that's what you'll notice, how people like the drama. They don't like the positive. Okay, they can't stand the positive. They want the drama. They want the back and forth. They want the mess going on. That's why we can say what we got to say and move on. It's not nothing we made up. It's actually something that literally happened. We have proof. We have Mr. Porter in here. We have everybody who knew what happened when it happened. So we don't have no points to prove to anybody. But if they come in here being disrespectful, they can get blocked.
Hold on. We got Listen, you know who that is? That was the lady that was in the dark making all those videos about us.
Oh,
yeah, the 90s matchup. Yeah, Taylor Sarai, SC Taylor. Yeah, okay, now we got it.
Oh,
yeah, now we got it.
Well,
go back to making your videos in the dark, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I mean, get to a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can do that on Facebook.
Their opinion.
Yeah. She can do that on Facebook. But
wait a minute. This is. Hold on, because I remember every time she made them posts and she got caught, she would delete her page. Yeah, champ. Listen, try it with somebody else. We're gonna find out. First off, we're gonna find out. You can do that all day long, but we know enough of these characters, and it's always the same people. So now we know Miss Sarai Taylor. Go find you something safe to do. Please, by all means, go get you a podcast, get you a setup. The stuff is kind of inexpensive. Get you a computer.
He said the page is gone now. Nat said the page is gone now.
Exactly. Yeah. You know why it's gone? Because while we were up here talking, she went over there and she was making a reference to something that you had said in one of your. She was making a reference to something Nat said in one of his videos when he was, when he does his videos. And I put a laughing emoji by it to let her know that I found your page.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's gone.
Okay. Well,
stop playing with us.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
But that's why we said don't linger into that. You said what you had to say and block them. When they come in like that, don't let them, and don't let them sit in our chat. You don't let them sit in the chat. Don't let them sit in the chat. Block them. That's what you do.
I'll start blocking them from now on.
Yeah, block them.
But you know, I didn't want to scare off the good people.
You're not going to scare off the good people. You're not going to scare off the good people. Come on now. If people,
is that brother Nat?
That's Nat.
You back?
Yeah, man. I had to do some investigating, and after I put it together, I said I know exactly who that is. It was only 10 posts, and it was all negative.
And it was all about us.
Yeah. You see, here's the thing. The goal is to start confrontation to get us off the goal of what we're doing. If you don't have no proof of what's going on, you can't tell me to show you proof of what's going on. It don't work like that. You show me what's going on. I don't have to explain nothing to you.
That's right. There you go.
We don't have to explain nothing to nobody. So if you don't like it, nobody dares you to come over.
That's right.
You see, so the confrontation is it's messy. You know, she must be lonely with a house with a rocking chairs and a bunch of cats in the house and stuff like that. So she lonely. So so she ain't got nothing to do with try to pick on us and make us seem like the bad guy.
Yeah,
that's all. She probably need a man. Yeah, need a man.
Yeah.
No, probably got.
She need a hug. She need a hug.
Like that. Yeah. Spell like being gay and stuff like that, but it's all right though. Yeah.
Oh Lord,
I ain't mad at her.
Yeah, you can.
I'm definitely not going. But now that we know exactly who this is, I guarantee you, I'm gonna see what you related to, how you tied into all this shit. Because you got a lot to say for somebody that's invisible, but you're not. Because you actually used your real name this time, and I didn't forget. So I don't forget.
No, I don't. The Taylor and the SE is the Taylor and the S do it away. Yeah, I guess you think we're smart, dumb. But y'all, this stuff that happened in Shreveport, I feel bad. But I don't like the political
maneuvering
stuff that's going on.
But it's gonna be like that, Matt, because they feel guilty. They feel guilty. That's why it's gonna be political. It's gonna be great for political. Yeah.
Because
for them.
If Miss Jackson is offering you a service, see, I know what it is. See, Miss Jackson is the wrong color to be talking about mental health.
Exactly.
They don't expect us to talk about mental health because of the color of our skin. Because, mind you, if little Johnny calls the police and say he got mental illness, he get a teddy bear and a blanket. And they give him, you want to play with this? Yeah. And then if they call for Derek for mental illness, Derek might not make it back home. They might kill him because they say we don't have mental illness. You got to understand, this goes back to slavery. They said we were the toughest. Oh, they can handle pain. Yeah, grind on him a little hard. He can handle it. He's a nigga. He can handle pain. So they don't believe that we go through stuff like this. They don't understand that we are human just like they are. They still have in their mind that niggas are tougher. Excuse my language. I just got to say it like it is. And they know we're tougher, but mental illness is stuff that you just can't run from. And I don't want them to use this to get elected. Because if you cared about it, you'd be trying to get some services in there. It's the whole community, the whole town of Shreveport go damn near need counseling behind this stuff, y'all. The whole city. What they got to offer? Well, listen, I tell you what. We got a famous rapper up there named Curtis Jackson. Why don't he give Miss Jackson the money to do the mental illness thing? I'm just saying. That's just me. But how long is too long for us to be going on through this? How many of us got to die at the hand of mental illness? 8 kids. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I hear what you're saying, and I want you to understand this. We are not until, let me say this again, and I think you were on earlier, until we make us priority, they will never see us a priority. Until we fight for our position to be priority, they'll never see us as priority. We got to fix that.
The way we fight is at the polls, Miss McCall.
I know that. I get that. But it only starts at the polls. It don't finish at the polls. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. We have issues that we have to address our own selves. I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah.
But I just hope they don't use this for political gain. You know, I was there when the kids got killed.
But you know they are.
When they start there, well, somebody needs to throw tomatoes at them when they start there. They need to throw tomatoes.
The old school.
Yeah, when they start that, Miss McCall, somebody needs to throw tomatoes at them. I'm serious, because you don't do that right there.
Yeah.
That's playing on the weak.
Yeah.
You see, so when they start that, I was there for the family, throw tomatoes at them. You won't use that. And I'm sharing this with somebody in Shreveport because I want her to hear this. When they start that stuff right there, y'all throw tomatoes at them. As soon as they say something about them kids during election time, throw tomatoes at them.
Start throwing those tomatoes.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. That's it. Because you didn't say that before this happened.
Look, ma'am, you can't come in here with them tomatoes. Yes, I can.
With a whole bag of tomatoes, just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Put it in your purse. Bring it in your purse.
You see? Because they're going to politicize this, and I feel bad. You know, I was talking to somebody, and they said if they was the mother, they wouldn't even want to be out of critical condition. They won't even want. If they were the mother, they wouldn't even want to wake up right now. How could you wake me up and tell me all my babies are gone? You can't wake me up and tell me all my goddamn babies are gone, Mr. McCall. All my babies? What I gotta live for? I can't get him back. Now she
wouldn't have no understanding. It would take forever for me to even wrap my head around it.
But you know what? It's more to this story, you guys. Okay, and I said that earlier. There's more to this story, and we don't live in Shreveport. We're just getting the news from outside people, right? So we're outside looking in. There's more to this story. Somebody knew this was going to happen. Somebody knew this was going to happen. Okay, I'm just going to say it like that.
Yes, ma'am. It's more to the story, but we know for sure that them babies ain't getting up. And that mama got to live with that. And how in the hell could I get up and all my babies gone? I can't do a damn thing about it. Oh, Mr. McCall. Oh, man.
And that's what it really goes back down to, is that we have to start doing more for the people around us, so we could all do better.
Well, see,
but as long as everybody is on some, I got mine. Yeah, man, listen. Yeah. I don't even know how to express it at this point.
See,
but
y'all, this is not the first time a bunch of black kids died in Shreveport. Tavares, I want you to look up I think it was 5 to 7 kids drowned in Shreveport one year when I was working up there. They drowned.
Yeah, she said.
And then guess what? Everybody want to start teach a swimming class when everybody drowned. Why you didn't teach the kids to swim before they drowned? Everybody, their mama. Oh, we need to learn how to swim. No, you need to learn to swim before you go out there. I think it was about 5 kids. Tavares may have drowned in Shreveport. Yeah, I think so.
Hey,
They all the same family.
Okay, Nat, do you remember when the guy killed his girlfriend and his wife? I think. Remember here? You know that story, right?
Yeah, you remember I talked to the little girl from our house. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
The little girl come to my house. Luckily, she wasn't there when it happened. I think he'd have done it the same way. Yeah. So it's like we want to address the problems after it happened. Nobody want to address the problems before it happened. When them kids died in Shreveport, oh, we have to teach swimming classes. We said we're going to allocate so much money to teach the kids how to swim. And you would allocate a pecan before that. Really? Man, get the hell out of here with that. And they sympathy game on these people. And these people fall for it. Now they had Miss Jackson in line to deal with mental illness. And look what happened. And guess what, Alexandria? You on the clock. So if you're listening, Jules Green, Malcolm, Cynthia Perry, Gary Johnson, Jim Ballard, you're on the damn clock.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the clock. So it ain't no sense of waiting until something happens and then say, oh, Lord, mental illness is real. No, you dumb son of... We're trying to address it before it even
We don't
happens.
need your services. We decided not to go with your services.
Because you're a little dark. And you know, and you don't talk polite enough. And that's what this shit is about. Because when it comes down to Salvation Army, they get them whatever they want to. We're gonna do a corporate endeavor with them. And and then the Salvation Army charge people to go there. They charge them. And what happens?
It's like $7 a day. You know the only time they'll respect us in our righteous indignation is if we come to the party like this. If we come to the party like this, we could do as much cussing and hollering and threats, and we could bolo people, we could elbow people in the face, we could do whatever we want if we came to the party looking like this.
Yeah. And for us, people want to talk about what we do. How dare you fix your mouth?
You fix your mouth.
What we do. How dare you even try to... Boy, listen.
It's rarefied air, buddy. It's rarefied air is what I'm saying.
Yeah. This shit ain't for the weakness, McCall. Listen, before I done them videos today, I was in my bed sleeping. Feet propped up watching Gold and the Mac. That's what I was doing. I said, let me get up out of my bed and go do these live videos. And listen, they had a lady on the video say she didn't even know what Johnny Downs was. And guess what, y'all? That was a white woman.
Sure was. I saw her last name was Coffee. I saw that.
That was a white woman, Tavares.
Damn.
If I would have never showed it. No, she didn't know. Her son played baseball in Peabody.
Oh.
So now she sees the discrepancy going on now. But she wouldn't have saw it if I wouldn't have showed it.
That's why I'm saying keep doing what you're doing. We're going to definitely keep doing what we're doing. Mr. Porter, you keep doing what you're doing. Miss Alita, you know I need to switch up a few things, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm really and listen, y'all, it's easy to come up with solutions when you're actually invested. And for some reason, we seem to be extremely invested in coming up with solutions. And I don't know what that reason is, but it has to have a purpose. And we don't mind sharing it because we feel Alexandria deserves it. We feel that the Black citizens of Alexandria aren't getting their fair shake. and they're not. You're getting parties. You're getting Jeter Jones and brown water. They need to come up. The only way that brown water is going to get addressed is if it turns into a Zydeco ban. So we need to start a Zydeco ban and call them the brown waters, and then have them do Winterfett, or they could do queuing bricks on the dinner on the bricks or whatever the hell else Jock be stealing our money and doing. So Nat, I know you don't like all that pot scratching, but I'm gonna need you to come in on the washboard, and I'm gonna come in with the jug.
Well, I'm trying to get Big Fella to do me a favor. I'm seeing Big Fella go still honor what I asked him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can. I'm trying to see if I can make
rain, sleet, or snow. Look, rain, sleet, or snow.
Rain. Look, and they say, "Oh, he just talking." Y'all better look at my track record before you sound talking.
Yep. You ain't missed it
yet. Wait. They actually have to be. How can they see your track record?
They have to look it up. That's on them. Yeah. When I said I wanted to be small crawfish one year, guess what? It was small crawfish. So hey.
Yeah, the Big Fella listens to you. For some reason, he listens to you.
Remember when you said you wanted to rain, Nat, and it rained? Remember you said that?
Yes, ma'am.
Every time? They don't understand. They don't understand who we are. That's what it is. Don't get mad at her.
You're a witch.
I'm gonna put you in my. I'm gonna put you.
We're gonna end on a high note. Mr. Porter, can you take us home?
Well, I'm not really sure what to say, but I want to keep folks engaged in their community, because I do believe what happened in Shreveport, there must have been some folks close to that fellow who recognized something wasn't right. And we don't know if he did reach out to somebody and they just let it pass and not address it. But we have to be conscious, and we have to stand up for our community. Everybody in our community. We got some bad actors, we got some good actors, but we have to stand up for all of them. And that's what, it's so sad. I didn't know what to make of it. I still don't know what to make of it. And I certainly hope some more information comes out that kind of help us deal with it in a better way. But now locally, there was a tragedy for Shreveport, but locally we know we have mental health issues here in Alexandria. And Salita, I think you pointed it out, ever since Bobby Jindal shut down those mental health institutions, where did those people go? They're still in our community somewhere, and they're not being treated. So we really need to look out for folks like that, and we do need to get involved. It matters during elections. It matters who we vote for. It matters that the person we decide to vote for has our best interests at heart, the interests of our communities, because we certainly have been neglected. We've been abandoned. If folks are okay with just waiting until the election cycle to see some attention given to their communities, and they are okay with that, then so be it. They vote for that person. But if you're not okay with that, things have to change. Tavares, I think you mentioned it was priorities. You know, the Black community simply is not the priority of the people who are elected, pure and simple. They're not going to devote money into our communities. They're not going to address issues in our communities. And, you know, and God forbid if somebody else like Gator wants to put money in our communities, then they're going to rise up and stop it. You know, Jack Roy is going to orchestrate a plan to stop it. Elizabeth Felter is going to do something to stop it. Jim Villard, uh, Charles Fowler. You know, so our community, which is the majority of the city, gets neglected and abandoned and forsaken for 3.5 years out of every term. You know, it's only the last few months leading up to the election that they're going to go to your churches, maybe even come out somewhere or hire somebody to go in your neighborhood and give out hot dogs and chicken wings and stuff. You know, it's like in the post that Tavares did today. It's the $5 in a pork chop sandwich all over again, every election cycle. We can't keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Our folks need to, first of all, get involved in the election cycle and then vote for the candidate who best represents your interests, who takes an interest in your community. And by voting for the right persons, that's how you stand up for your community. And then hold people accountable once they're elected. I need you to address this issue. I need you to do something about this. They must hold, the citizens must hold them accountable. And you start by first getting the right person in there, and then make sure they do what's best for the community. So we, you know, I don't know what how religious everybody is, but certainly, you know, tonight, say prayers for those children. I'm sure they are embraced by our Lord, you know, whichever God you believe in. I'm sure they ended up in what would be our version of heaven, you know, but still pray for them. And then the two mothers who are recovering, like Nat said, what do you do when you do recover and your children are gone? All your children are gone, you know. So those two women, they're going to need a lot of assistance, a lot of help. And so we have to reflect in ourselves and make sure we look out for the members of our community. We got to stand up for our community and get involved. So that's what I have to say tonight, Tavares.
Well, I certainly do appreciate it, and thank you for helping us navigate such a heavy topic. Thank you, Ms. Jackson, for coming in and talking with us, and thank you guys for joining us this evening. We know we did have to postpone Friday's show, but I assume we'll be back Wednesday. We shouldn't have a problem being back Wednesday. Actually, we might be back tomorrow because tomorrow is City Council. So we may be back tomorrow because there's definitely some things that was on that last agenda that are going to be on this agenda. That was on the consent calendar that's going to be on this agenda that we're definitely going to be watching out for. And so we may be back tomorrow. just to go over the city council meeting with y'all and skip Wednesday. But either way it goes, we will see you guys again within the next 24 to 48 hours. The city council meeting is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. And it is super important. Y'all need to be there 4 o'clock. Be outside, lined up in the single file line. Heel to toe. Heel to toe.
Too bad you can't come from Dallas.
Yeah, I can't. I listen. Dallas ain't nothing but 16 hours away.
Okay.
I will drive. Well, no, the last time I drove and got to the city council meeting, I went to jail. So I might not.
Yeah, you might not be able to go.
I might not be. It's a true story. They took me to jail because I didn't even say nothing at this city council meeting. But whatever. Anyway,
so I want
to wrap this up. Go ahead, what you got?
I just wanted to say, I want to thank everybody. You know, I have to do my names.
Oh, Gator versus the city of Alexandria. Yeah, because the Gator, Mr. Porter, what is the Gator thing that we're doing about set parting ways with Gator, right?
Yeah, so the ordinance that Malcolm Lawverdane introduced to essentially repeal the contract that the mayor forced on Gator, and where he is taking 1.2 million of their dollars. Now that's 4 years of their operating expenses, right? Taking all of their money and putting it into the Wise and Gold Ring building. Also, the mayor had cited things like I don't know what he was reading off of, okay, but if he went to the actual statute that created Gator, and that statute is Revised Statute RS 33:2740.60. If you go to that, the words that he was citing is not in this. So he was making up some stuff, you know.
Wow.
It states that the city of Alexandria, this is a special economic development taxing district that has the ability to levy taxes on hotel occupancy and issue bonds. And it states that the district, which is Gator, shall have as its purpose cooperative economic development between the city of Alexandria and the district in order to provide for the renovation, restoration, and development of property in the city of Alexandria, and the district to pay the cost of capital improvements related thereto, and to engage in cooperative endeavors with the state and its political subdivisions, political corporations, or agencies, or any public or private association, corporation, or individual. So nowhere in there does it say Gator is strictly there to give the city of Alexandria money. So if Gator wanted to do something that falls in that category that's in here, renovating, restoring, developing property, they don't have to do the actual projects that the mayor wants done. As long as they're complying with this statute, they could pick another property and do the same thing. But that's not all they were commissioned to do. They were commissioned that they could encourage and promote. Now, I'm reading directly out of the revised statute. Gator could encourage and promote economic development of the city of Alexandria, which includes all projects suitable to any industry determined by the commission, by the Gator Board commissioners, to create economic development. And it includes public works, infrastructure, and projects to assist with the following. And here's all the items listed: industrial, manufacturing, and other related industries, housing and related industries, hotel, motel, conference facilities, commercial and retail facilities, amusement, places of entertainment, theme parks, and any other tourism related industry, transportation related industry, hospital, medical, health, nursery, nursing, clinical, ambulance, laboratory, and other related facilities, and any industry that determined by the board, the commissioners, whose assistance will result in economic development. So you see this nonsense that Jack Roy stated, that money, that's Gator money, and Gator's only purpose is to provide money to the city of Alexandria for the projects that the mayor decides. No, that's not what this regulatory statute states. That's not what it states. It gives Gator a lot of leeway, a lot of flexibility to decide how they want to spend their money and what type projects they'd like to do.
And they can even partner with the state too, right? Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yes, they could do things with the state. So you see, the state created Gator, and only the state can decommission Gator. And all that nonsense before, where Jack Roy and Gregory Upton were going to shut down Gator and all that stuff. Later, I guess eventually somebody did come back and read the original statute from 2003 and say, hey, you know what? We can't even do that. We don't have the power to do that. The only thing the city of Alexandria, the city council, is that, yes, state of Louisiana, you commissioned this and we accept it, and we will work with it. Now, they could have said in 2003, no, we don't accept this, and we don't want this economic development commission to operate inside Alexandria. But that's not what happened. They accepted it. So now that they accepted it, the only ones who could decommission it is the state legislature. And nowhere in here does it use the words that Jack Roy used, saying that the sole purpose, the only purpose of Gator is to provide money to the city of Alexandria for whatever projects they determine. That is not in here. So let him take Gator to court.
He was bluffing.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, he could always veto it, right? So let's say Gary Johnson decides to vote with the other three council members, black council members, and it passes. He can vote. Jack Roy can veto it, and Elizabeth Felter, Jim Villard, and Chuck Fowler will not vote with the other four to override it. So he's holding the Trump card right now, and he's acting just like Donald Trump with this nonsense. But what he read out in that meeting the other day is not in the state statute. That's why it's so important, folks. If you're going to serve in elected office, you've got to read and you have to check the documents that's related to what you're voting on, because he can say stuff and you're none the wiser. You don't know. And if you're taking him at his word, you're thinking what he's saying is true. But if you go back and you read the statute, then you recognize, okay, none of that stuff he's saying is even in this. So where did he get that from? What was he reading from? He certainly wasn't reading from the statute.
But he's not expecting you to even know the statute. And on top of everything else, if you don't know the statute, listening to him, you would assume that's what the statute says. But I'm so glad that we got people that are astute enough to go look for themselves.
Yeah, that's right. You would take him at his word. You would think, okay, why does he have to lie to me about this? It's so and it's Gator. No, did anybody go to the meeting this evening?
I need an update on that.
Another thing, you guys, too, I just thought about something. So Gator could have assisted in a grocery store in the food deserts around the city.
Yes.
But all their money was tied up because that's the goal.
But
right?
I know. I'm talking about prior to all of this. They could have assisted in bringing a grocery store here in the food deserts.
Yes, because that would fall under commercial, retail, and related facilities.
Yeah, so and just like
they don't want Gator to get unleashed for the black folks because they know it would change things.
Now, what's the other company called? Unicor that was out at England Air Park?
Yeah, now that was outside of the district.
Okay, that was okay.
Gator is only authorized to do things within the city boundaries of Alexandria.
Yeah. But okay, so if it was a state agency, they could have stepped in. Because according to it, because you just read that they could work.
I think the state agency would have to be operating inside the city limits in order for them.
Everything.
Okay, gotcha.
Everything
have to be within the city limits.
Within the defined limits of what they're referring to as the district.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotcha. And that and the district is defined as the boundaries of the city of Alexandria.
Ms. Linda Bell said the city council members didn't read the statute.
Most likely they didn't.
No, they probably didn't.
And see, I'm letting everybody go into ours. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to say this. And this is why, like you said, Mr. Porter, it's important not only for anybody who's running for a position, elected position, you as yourself need to be up and knowledgeable about what's going on. So when you do go up there to speak, you know what you're talking about. You got the facts in front of you. And you can tell, and that's what he hates the most. He hates the idea that we actually do the research, that we actually, because he always wants to counter what you're saying. He always wants to twist what you're saying when you're saying this is in black and white. So I don't understand where you're getting your information from, but this is what it says. You know what I'm saying? So you as a citizen, a concerned citizen, definitely need to be up on stuff. And this is why we do the show. This is why we do what we do here, is because we want you guys to know where to go to find the information and how to go out there and explain it and say what you got to say. Those are problem solving things. Those are resolutions that we always try to make sure we're doing. We fuss, fight, we say what we got to say, but overall the job is to make sure you guys are up on it. And let me tell you something, this stuff does get tiresome. It gets tiresome because the worst people you can deal with is the people you're trying to help. They're the worst because they don't get it yet, but they'll get it eventually. They'll get it when it really hits home.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get it.
Yeah.
My idea is that they won't get it until they are confronted with it.
Yes, it's in their face. Yeah.
There's no more deflections to make.
Yeah.
Like even with Jock, for example, holding Jock accountable. Jock is going to wiggle and squirm his way out of accountability until he's in the middle of a debate and he's forced to reconcile with some things that he's faced with some things, and he can't wiggle out of it. Especially when he's talking to people that already know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So what was exactly that statute? Oh, Mr. Porter, what was the number for the statute?
Okay, it's hold on one second. Let me get back to it. Okay, it's revised statute RS 33:2740.16.
2740.16.
Yeah, and see, it would be a really good thing if the Gator Board commissioners go over that statute as well and familiarize themselves, because then they can rise up to the podium and point that out. You know, so then it becomes a matter of interpretation, and I do not accept Jock Roy's interpretation because I don't see anything in this statute that states that Gator exists solely to provide
take care
money
of them.
to the city of Alexandria.
Guys, this thing is plain and simple, man. This is what Gator's meant to do. Okay, these things, like, I don't know what's why are you so stupid? Is it because your brain is smaller than everything else is on your body? It's like, if Gator didn't exist, the city of Alexandria wouldn't have any place to take the money from. So that's the whole point. Gator's here so we can get the money from it. And we don't have to use it on Weiss and Gold Ring. Hell, we could use it here on City Hall. We could use it here on City Hall.
And the thing is, Gator don't have to use it on any of the projects that the mayor identify, as long as the projects serve the city of Alexandria. So they could pick something entirely different, like a grocery store, or like putting up affordable homes, or taking another building if they wanted to. They don't have to do the project that the mayor identify they need to do. And it's not working for the city of Alexandria. This clearly states between.
Yes, that's right.
The Gator and the city of Alexandria. And later on, it identifies a cooperative endeavor.
Yep.
Not that you will do what I say. No. If we want to cooperate with you, we will. If not, we'll identify our own projects that meet the intent and comply with the statute.
See, you're talking divisiveness right now. You're trying to drive a wedge between our good relationship with Gator and the city. Okay. And the thing is, you can't do those things. You're out here and you're damaging the reputation of the city when you say these things. And
he was mad. He was mad.
Reputation in the question, and I'd be damned if you question me. I mean, you call my credibility in the question.
Yeah, he's
going to come up with his own ordinance, and it's going to be a bunch of cooperative endeavors with Gator. And all of a sudden, he's gonna talk about housing because it's election season, and he knows what he needs to say to get the. And you know what, Mr. Porter, while you were saying it, I was thinking about something. If Gator can float bonds, wouldn't that be crazy if Gator floated enough bonds to at least build half of those houses that you need, like a good 1.5?
and you know, the thing about that is Gator could actually do that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
They could do that.
Now, Gator, don't you go taking our ideas. Take our ideas. Don't you go taking our ideas now, don't you?
Now you know, Mr. Willie Spears, the Gator Revitalization group, he was building houses. I think they built 3 or 4. So they were already on that path, working with the amount of money that they had available to them and what they could get through other grants. But I think
I think Gator would have has to get out of this battle with Jock. They got to free themselves, and I'm so glad Mr. Malcolm put that on the agenda because they've got to free themselves from Jock's tyranny in order to be able to do and grow and be the things that Gator could actually be.
Right, and we have to let. Now, I hope the city council go forward and vote on this. Now, Jock's is going to be issuing them all kind of threats that he's going to sue them and all of this. But understand this: if that ordinance passed to repeal those contracts between Gator and the city of Alexandria, it then goes to Jock Roy, the mayor. The mayor can do one of three things. He can choose not to sign it at all, like he did on Elizabeth Felter's first gerrymandering thing. Okay. Or he could choose to approve it, or he could choose to veto it. So now if he vetoes it, at the next city council meeting, that goes back to the city council, and they can take a vote to override the veto. Now that vote to override the veto will fail because Felter, Fowler, and Villard will not vote for it. And you need 5 votes on the city council to override a mayor's veto. All right. Now, if he's threatening the city council with a lawsuit, the only way a lawsuit could go forward is if he decides not to veto the ordinance. And if he doesn't veto the ordinance, then those contracts are null and void. Then if he tries to take that to court to say, hey, look, I want to sue Gator and I want to sue the city council because they reneged on these contracts that was already signed. Here's the issue. The judge and a lawyer defending Gator and city council could say, why is this case even before me or before the courts? You held the power to stop this in its tracks. You chose not to do that. Why did you approve it or not sign it and allow it to go into law when you had the power to stop it? Since you didn't stop it, now you let it get to the court and you want us to stop it? I think a judge would throw that out.
Yeah, he's in a political quagmire. He's in a checkmate right now.
And when he vetoes this, what we need to do is make sure that the community, the citizens of Alexandria, understand what he did and why he did it. Now, here's one more thing, and I know we're going long, but here's one more thing. Gator brings in $305,000 a year, approximately. City of Alexandria brings in $241 million. You realize that if you divide that $241 million by 305,000, for every $1 that is 790 times what Gator brings in. 790
times. That's not even 100 times. One time is enough, but 790 is a lot.
And look, if you look at it from a percentage basis, that's 0.01%. 0.01%. So you're telling me you desperately need that 0.01% of money from Gator? What difference is that going to make?
It's the potential of what that money could possibly do if they don't use it themselves.
It's the potential.
His whole idea is to try to drain them so they're unable to do anything else.
That's right. Because if you took that 305,000 and invested in the Black community to generate economic development,
ain't no telling.
Yeah, exactly. We know we could do much more with 300,000 than what they could do with 3 million.
And I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed to having like an open air flea market type deal in our communities, or a farmers market type deal, and it doesn't, because you're bringing your produce. The only thing you're securing is the place to do it at, but everything you're bringing, everything, because they got their own thing. They got their own produce market, their own farmers market that's on their side of town, and a lot of Black people don't know about over there getting that fresh produce out the ground, not out the store.
Right. Have you seen what the mayor of New York is proposing?
He's saying he wants to tax, or he's going to tax, all of the richest people, the basically the ones that have homes in New York that don't even live there, even though New York is one of those places where real estate is very, very thin. These people are holding on to these multi-million-dollar properties and using them as tax shelters and tax havens and stuff. Oh yeah, he's starting to tax them now. And I think he did something else. He took some other money, and now he's got a whole no parent that works for the city has to pay for child care if their child is under like 5 or something.
All right. And look, this is the one I was focusing on particularly. He's looking to start a city-run grocery store.
Yeah.
A city-run grocery store, which means they're not interested in profits. They're interested in breaking even. So you can wipe out the profit portion, and people that are really struggling can come to the city-owned grocery store to buy their things. It would be like, one of these discount supermarkets type things, but there will not be.
If the city's running it, you can make it top notch.
Yeah, and you see, so these are the type things that Gator could actually get involved with.
Wait a minute, Mr. Porter. Would you think something like that would come up to about 17 million?
Oh, you know what? I really hadn't run any numbers, so I would just be.
I wouldn't even think that it would be that much. I don't think it would cost 17 million. I think you could probably stock it and build it with about 2 or 3 million. I really feel that way. I do. I feel that way because you're the city. You're the one giving out the permits. You're the one doing all the checks. Like the overhead would be the advantage would be that you get to clear out everything. You're in business, and the city wouldn't be in the business to make a profit. They would be in the business to break even, just like, or operate at a loss like they do with the zoo, Johnny Downs, and Links on the Bayou.
Yeah. But they wouldn't operate at a loss. Just make sure you can break even or make a very slight profit so that you stay in business and you keep you give fresh food in the Black community and keep the prices as low as you can. So that gives them a benefit,
Exactly. So let me ask you something real quick, Mr. Porter. Somebody, Mr. Shamir was saying, so their annual intake is only $300,000. That's a salary.
Yeah, that's about it. And look, it bounces. It goes up a little higher, goes down a little bit.
But they have the power to do bonds, which you could add on, like when you're doing projects. So I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And see, that's what Jock wanted them for. That's what Jock
wanted. Yeah, he wanted them to float bonds. He wanted them because he knew they could do that. Yeah.
I don't know what is Jock's obsession. You know what it is? You don't have to pay for bonds right then and there. You just have to manage them until you're out of office, and then it's all on the next person after that.
Look, if Jock Roy had been successful in getting those bonds approved last time, I'm 71 years old. 40 years from now, I'm gone. I'm not here. You know who's paying for those bonds?
The grandkids.
Yeah, they're the ones paying for that. So if you do that, you're mortgaging your children and your grandchildren's future is what you're doing.
Because you don't
with this
you don't
bill,
have the money to pay them off at this. I mean, if you could get a bond and then use it and then turn around and pay it back off, that would have been a different story.
Wait. Mr. Porter also told us that you can't pay them off early.
Well, that depends on which kind of bonds they went for. If you go for a non-callable bond, which is what Marquette Crutchfield, Harry Silver, and Jack Roy did with the DG Hunter plant and the Bayou Cove, they had those bonds. They floated those bonds at 4.5% and 5% interest. And you know what interest rates are right now, 3.5. Who's going to give up a bond that's paying 5% interest? And guess what? If you had the money, if the city of Alexandria had them, they can't call those bonds in. They're non-callable. So you could not say, okay, you know what? I got money. Instead of paying you 5% interest, I'm going to pay off this bond and keep that money myself. So it depends on if they go out for non-callable or callable bonds. If it's non-callable, there's nothing you can do except just pay it. You pay it for the next 40 years, 5%. And right now, that's a very good return, 5%.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
We've done it again.
Yep.
Another show in the bag. We went low because I'm all about going low. When they go low, I'll meet you there.
I'll open up the door.
I will open up the door and let you in. You have no idea. Because I really am. I'm frustrated. I'm over the whole ploy, the whole game. I'm over the whole thing. I'm over the whole system. And it's like, what do you do next? You've said everything you could say. You've taken all the attacks. You know what I'm saying? People wanted to fight you, and you had to stand on business with people that you shouldn't even have to stand on business with. And here we are. And I don't regret a minute of it. I enjoyed every moment of it because as long as you love it, if you like it, I love it. I'm talking about I'm in what they say, I love it down. You on it, I'm on it too. And sometimes you need people like that in your movement because they got to mitigate the pressure from the outside. Hopefully this also reveals some things. So be looking forward and be looking out for those revelations that we said are coming. So keep that in mind. Those revelations will be coming. Just keep your eyes open and know what you're listening to when you hear it. I didn't hear any reports back from that meeting that down in District 3. That was today. So I didn't hear no reports from it. I don't know who went. I don't know if it was successful or not. I would like to know, but until we find out, we'll just assume that it was. Roy, your boat gently out of Elliot.
Miss Shamir.
You know what? Hey, guys. Once you hear the rock music, okay. All right. So once you hear the rock music, you know it's time for me to get out of here. And we're going to get back to doing what we're doing. And we'll see you guys on tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye, you guys. Good night.